move from aftermarket yesterday. So a nice look for Gilead shares. Some of the other vaccine-related companies also moving higher in the pre-market. We'll get to those. Uber shares also set to open sharply higher. They provided an update on their preliminary Q1 results. Since late March, the S&P 500 now up 25% from the lows that we hit. The Dow more than 26%. It's Friday, April 17th. TraderTV.live starts now. And there we go. Look at North American stock futures. Yeah, big time positivity right across the board to start your Friday morning. 2.6% for the S&P. The Dow almost 3% to the upside. The NASDAQ nicely higher. We have the TSX futures here in Toronto pointing to nicely higher open as well. 1.6% to the upside. Brazil open already 0.6% in positive territory. We have Bitcoin higher down at the bottom there. Gold is slightly lower. You can see crude oil back to the downside as well, giving up on an early advance. Worth noting, some of the commodities did have rollover. So you have to move from the K contract in crude oil over to M contract. Lots more volume happening, I noted, on the M contract right across the board this morning. So guys, it's Friday. Lots to get to this morning. Good morning.
Yeah, no, tons to get to. Thank you, Brendan, for that. And welcome everybody that's on board with us. Today it's Friday, and one of my least favorite days of the week. I don't know about you guys, because there's no trading tomorrow for us. We have to take a couple of days off. But needless to say, a lot of us have been having time off with our families now, which is always a good thing. I'm happy to spend the next couple of days with them. But Friday is always a sad day for me. How about for you, Arun?
Friday, in terms of trading, is some of the best opportunities because everyone's trying to, like you said, Sean, everyone's taking time off on Saturday and Sunday. They're forced to take a break. So what do? They get a lot of their action done on Fridays. So tons of trading opportunities on Fridays, so I love it.
All right, I'm going to check. I'm going to take my mic pack out of my pocket here and let me know if that is any better here. I just wanted to get into, well, we'll talk about Gilead, but I am currently short this stock right now. Up here on the chart, you guys can see it breaks through VWAP. I like the 85.50 mark. I shorted as soon as we come in off this little bounce. Now we're all the way down here. I'm going to see if I can't take a clean $2 off of this position. But right now, short Gilead, looking to take this off, 83.50. Hopefully we get some action there, but that's my plan, and that's what we're doing right now, guys.
Yeah, quite the pull-in already for Gilead shares there. 15% in the aftermarket yesterday, was up about 11.5%. You saw there on Sean's chart about 9% now only. So we'll get to that in a second. But first off, let's go over to the desk and check in with Valeria. Good morning.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Trader Live. Guys, thank you. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe for our channel. If you're watching us from Facebook, like and share our video. And if you guys looking for more active chat, join us on YouTube. I'll send you the link. And of course, let's keep the chat active. Ask questions, leave comments. And we also have a super chat feature. Back to traders. I'll see you later. Let's have a great trading day.
Yes, definitely. Friday, always a great trading day. Let's get into some individual names here moving around in the pre-market. Gilead Sciences, the big mover, obviously the big news coming out after market yesterday. They provided an update on an early study of their malaria drug remdesivir that's, as I mentioned, being used in a Chicago hospital to treat coronavirus patients with severe symptoms. Patients receiving the treatment are said to be recovering rapidly from the severe symptoms. So positive news out after market yesterday, guys. Gilead obviously coming in a little bit here off the highs anyways from the pre-market. We did have a nice move after market yesterday. Maybe talk about some of the levels that we should be looking at, I guess, as far as this is concerned this morning.
Yeah, so Gilead, again, remdesivir, big time mover for Gilead. We talked about that. They were in Chinese testing as well. China gave up on the drug, apparently anyways. And remdesivir now, look, it's a small trial. It's in Chicago. We talked about that. There's supposed to be more news coming today, so I'm really attuned to Brendan today and figuring out what exactly is going to happen with this name, Gilead. But okay, if we want to talk about breaking it down a little bit, why not? Let's just do that. Like quick look here. we can actually zoom this out, zoom it back out a little bit here. Yesterday, obviously $80, a big run up when that was announced. We closed yesterday 76 and change, make the move all the way to 80, come in this morning. My charts only start at 7:30 here. I could make them start earlier, but I'm not really that worried. The big move here, there's a big little volume spike that happens here right where I get short, sort of 85.50. Part of the reason why we get that short breakthrough VWAP. Now you're coming back down. I'm sitting here at 83.50. This stock can move. We've seen it do that before. It's been up here before. I mean, we are now off to a new range, 85, 86. But for Gilead Sciences here, bouncing around in the 70s, the all-time high is above 100. You have $89 and change last February. I don't know if we get there today, and I'm not sure it really matters. This is going to be a momentum play on Gilead, and here it comes, guys, screaming right back down. I'm bidding right here, 83.55. So we're going to see if we can't take a smooth $2 off this move. And here we come. Here it comes. Can I get this, Phil? It's going to come right through. Let's print me at 83.55, and bang, there it is. So the idea works out. We're already $2 in the money. We're out of that stock, and we'll move forward with that one. But Gilead right here, 83.50 gets crushed. Now, if we're thinking about going long, I would say, Arun, we need to wait till at least 84.50 back up here, which is right here, this level right here, 84.50. As soon as that broke down, guys, it just crashed $1. So we take off a $2 winner right there. So he's smiling early on, and let's see if we can't keep this going, guys.
Yeah, you know, Sean, for Guild, for me, there's a lot of activity after that overnight movement, and it's gone quite sideways for me. So there's a lot of consolidation happening. So I'm going to put the base down here. If I'm going to maximize this chart here, 83 is the level I'm going to look for the support. If we break that, then we have potential to go down to 81 and even lower to where we started. So 83 is my bottom end. 87.50 I'm going to put as my top, even though we went as high as 89.50, which is at a time period which was around, what, 7 p.m. last night. I don't have my charts going that far back. I don't really care for that kind of volume just because of how light it is, so I'm not looking into that in terms of information, but I am liking the chart from this morning. So 7 a.m. and around 8 a.m. we both hit around 87.50. So 87.50 will be the top end for me today on Guild. 83 is the bottom. We'll see what happens. Sean got out of his short and made some money. So I want to see what happens. If we break 83, I might put an 85 in, see what kind of action we get. If it's worth it, I'll take the short. I won't take it immediately though, so I'll wait on that one.
All right, guys, let's go over to Uber next. Uber making a nice move in the pre-market here as well. They're up more than 5% on news. They gave a preliminary update to their Q1 forecast, saying that they now expect revenue to come down between 17 million and 22 million to somewhere between 60 million and 80 million. This is all because of the financial assistance program that they implemented about a month ago to help drivers and delivery people during the coronavirus outbreak. So both figures in that case were lower than expected. So a nice look, guys, for Uber so far this morning.
Yeah, I mean, Uber's, I'm trying to find our little Uber graphic here on our board, but I like Uber. I mean, look, Uber's been a good stock to trade. I don't like it long, that's for sure. The market is now pulling back down, and you're going to see the same thing here with Uber breaking now down to 28.25 here. Whatever, they did a little early report, preliminary report on their earnings, and yeah, it's still decent, but look what's happened to Uber. When it wants to go, it goes, right? Up or down, either way, can move with the market here. We're giving some back on the daily chart. It hasn't been a fantastic ride for Uber. Some of their recovery, if you go back down, I don't know what's happening here. My chart's stopping on February for some reason. I'll have to refresh my daily chart. But what I was going to show you guys is that it's not working out here, but it's been bunched up. Here we go. Here's a better daily chart. It's been bunched up here, 25 to 28, so on and so forth. So this move really, I would expect it to get above this little range here, 29.35, even above this wick of 30 back on March the 1st here, or March 11th, $30. So I think that's a good spot. If we're going to get stuck anywhere, use $30 as a breaking point to the upside. But we're nowhere near that now, and we're just kind of in this little bunch. So I don't you know what, for me, Arun, Uber's not really a big stock for me today. It's still stuck in this range. I'm not in love with the price action this morning. It's fading around, and it's not giving a direction.
Yeah, you know, Uber's not on my list. I mean, I did see it up there, but for me, it's not at the top of my list in terms of priority for a stock to trade today. If you guys want levels, I'll throw some levels out there that may be something to work with today. 2780, which just sits inside the highs from yesterday. So with that gap up, I'm thinking if we're going to come back down and bounce, this is probably the area between 2820 and 2780. Catch some action from yesterday to support the long. Upside top is going to be 2950. There's some overnight movement that I don't have on this chart here. Again, like I said, I don't really care for the 7 p.m. kind of movement, but given that we did hit around 7 a.m. close enough to that area, so I'm just going to move it to the top end there, which is 2950. So 2950 on the top, 2780 on the bottom. If you guys want to make something happen in between, go for it. It's not on my radar for me though.
All right, guys, we'll go over to Procter & Gamble, one of the earnings names from this morning that we'll get to here. $1.17 per share. P&G reported that beat by about 4 cents per share on the per share side. Organic sales, that number was good as well, up 6%. Quarter over quarter. P&G did, though, cut its full year forecast, pointing towards headwinds because of the coronavirus, obviously. So we're back to the downside here. It didn't really move a lot on this news this morning. We did gap a little bit higher. We tested lower. Now we're kind of back in this range once again, guys, for P&G.
Yeah, and it's the same kind of story here. We know that, decent earnings here. They beat by 4 cents a share. Their organic sales increased 6%. Good job there. They did cut their full year outlook, but the thing about that is everybody is going to be cutting their full year outlook, and I think that's probably baked in, needless to say. And Procter & Gamble today looks like we're going to open up down, which is kind of funny because the market, it's such a staple company. Procter & Gamble opening up down is definitely a weak sign here. On the daily chart here, it's been a decent ride for Procter, but at the same time, I'm looking right at this 120 level right here, guys. If we can crack down below that 120, we bounced off there a couple times. I'm going to be shorting this name through 120 today. If the market gives anything back, Procter & Gamble should retrace all the way back down. I mean, the high is this 126 we made yesterday, high in the last month or so anyways. It topped off at 126 yesterday. So right now, we don't have too much to worry about in the way of the daily because, again, we're a little ways away from that 126 high, and we are right back here. Today, meh. I mean, what a report. Nothing happening. We top out at 122. This is that bottom 120 that we're talking about. Makes it today at 8 o'clock, and now it wants to make it again. So I think it's kind of smash city here. We'll hopefully hit some fireworks if we see that 120 around.
Yeah, for me though, I like 126 as the top. Well, everyone likes 126 as the top. That's pretty clear in terms of how much action we spent there. So around 125, you'll see here, there's a lot of action around 125 up to 126. So 125 to 126 is going to be your resistance level, with 126 being your stop. In terms of bottoms though, I actually prefer to go down to 118. So I'll pull the chart back a couple days here, and you'll see that a few days ago, we got a lot of action just underneath 120. You see this back on the 6th. Oh, that's almost a week ago, more than a week ago. Underneath 120. So between 120 and 118, I'm not liking the movement. So you know what? I'm not going to step into the 120 break. I will like to find some longs if I can underneath 120 or even in front of 120. Given that it's going to cost me about $2, the risk reward on that is good enough, or at 120 to put 118 as my stop. So I'm perfectly okay with looking for longs around there. I was looking for shorts pre-market though, never got to my price. I was looking for shorts around 124, looking at 126 as my stop. So we never got there. They went as high as 123. That's perfectly fine. It's down $3 now from that point. But yeah, for me, 120 below going down to 118. I'm looking for longs. I'm not saying I'm going to take longs. I want to see how much action is there because, hey, you know what? We can go through 120 and just blow through some levels. But I really want to see what happens below there. And there's a very good possibility that, with the report and with this kind of movement, that we may have an opportunity to buy.
All right, guys, let's go over to the energy group here. Schlumberger reporting EPS of 25 cents, beating by a penny. Revenue, however, came in below forecasts. The company also said it will cut its quarterly dividend to help kind of weather the storm with oil prices at this point. This is an oil field services company, but obviously under pressure as well. SLB still positive here, guys, but as we've seen with kind of everything else we're looking at, coming back in as well.
You had 14 as a bottom yesterday. I don't know if we get to that again today. Look, it's wrong business. It's being hated on. You're seeing light sweet crude. We'll talk about that soon as well. Down 12% on a contract rollover day. But oil down here. I'm seeing $17.50 for light crude right now on the future side of it. We'll check the forward moving contract in a minute. But look, $14, not good coming through. They tried to get to 15. Obviously, I think anytime one of these oil producers are coming out with good numbers, I really do think it's going to get faded out here. We added a 50-period moving average on our daily chart here. Look at this. It's just, the trend is not your friend, guys. We were just at 40 in January. Now we have 1.4 today, 14. The bottom is 11 and change. I don't see anything here. I mean, this is that 14 level. Look, touched it back here in April before taking off to 18. Touched it again 2 days ago. Touched it yesterday, and now today is report day. I don't see any reason why Schlumberger can't get down into that $14 range again. Here is the imbalance locator, TTI. We're going to find out about what's going on with that stock. GE, a big buy imbalance. I see Neil talking on the chat here about AMC. We're already clean on GILD. We already took $2 on Gilead. So you're seeing that profit probably on the bottom. I know we're going to get to Boeing soon, but Boeing's a big name. Look, here's Halliburton on the buy side. So there are some oil buys here. XOM, Halliburton are all on this board as well. GE, kind of a play on industrials as well. So there are some buy side here. So Schlumberger, if you do want to go long, I always look at $14.50, man. A nice little 50-cent level. Take the $14.50 long and then play it off 14 even. So you have 50 cent worth of risk. You can get back to day's high here if the market rallies and if oil rallies. So I think it's well worth the risk to take a Schlumberger long if it breaks through 14.50.
Yeah, for me, Sean, though, I'm going to stay out of this one. This one looks a little range bound for me. So I got 15.20 as the top end. I got 13.95 as the bottom, which is the low from yesterday, or intraday low from yesterday. So trying to play in between that $1.20 for me is not going to be enough. So I'm just going to either wait for a breakout, if I even have time to actually pay attention to this. But 15.20 on the upside for 13.95 on the bottom. If we can get a breakout out of either side, I like it. But up until that point, I'm just going to sit this one out.
All right, guys, lots to get to still here. Sean, on that TTI, Tetra Technologies, they reported a large decline in short interest on their stock. This is a $27 million market cap on TTI, so that could be part of the buying going on there at the open this morning. The next one here, Moderna, big mover yesterday, looking to extend gains. They announced they'll receive $483 million in additional funding from the government to help accelerate their work on a possible COVID-19 vaccine. So mRNA here, another 17.25%. You can see on Thursday here, we had a nice run up in the morning after testing a little bit lower. But look at this gap, guys. We're at $40 yesterday. mRNA up here at $47.48 now.
So Moderna's actually a legit company. Yeah. I mean, they've been around for quite a while. We'll check the daily chart as well on them. Nothing wrong with this company. This is not like a fly-by-night or anything. They've been talking about a vaccine for quite a while. I do like it, guys. We saw what happened yesterday. If you zoom into yesterday, this is what we were talking about. You come in, and this is the pre-market range, right? It breaks through 38 right here. This is the pre-market top. Well, this is the top it makes right at 930. As soon as it snaps that, then you get straight to the upside. So I'm looking for the same kind of movements today on Moderna. You do have a top here of 40, let's call it 49. It's 48.80, 48.75 maybe. Let's see if we can zoom in just a little bit more to see. It's because it's such a big move here that this chart is not more going that way. Let's see if we move it over. Here we go. What is this top here? 48.88 or so, 48.80. If we can break through there, guys, I like this long. I'm going to put a stop order in right now and see if we can't get long if it breaks above 49. I want to play this momentum to the upside. We're all the way down here. Look, we could break. I don't want to go short on any of these virus names or vaccine, any kind of corona name. I'm not going short on these names. I would love to go long. So we're going to wait to see it break through 49. I'm going to put my order in right now. When it hits, it hits. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I love the 49 break. If you break through 49, I mean, it's quite clear the next stage, stocks run to even levels, right? So here we go. Moderna down to $19 back in February. It's almost a triple here if we can get to 60. And if we break this down even more, you'll see Moderna, you know, it's had a nice little ride here. We're well above where it needs to be, but on good news, I think. So let's see what happens. Breaking through 50 today, you could see 55, guys.
Yeah, for me, Sean, you know, me and you, we trade quite differently. So for me, I've got 50 as my level. I like the 50 break than the 49 break. So I'm going to wait for the 50 to the top end to break out for me to take a long. On the bottom end, I've got, here, let me zoom this chart in so you guys can see this here. There's some overnight movement around 44 that's of interest to me. It's not a whole lot. The only reason I put it down there is because the next level is like almost like 38, I think. So for me, I just want to see if we at least respect that overnight movement. It's not a big level. I just want to see what happens around there. That's why I have it drawn. But for me, the big level is 50. So if we get up there, we start to hesitate around 50. I'm okay shorting that with 50 as my stop. If we break 50, however, I'll take that long. I'll jump on board with Sean there. I'll just be $1 behind him. That's about it.
Guys, I want to get to some of the travel companies, all mostly higher in the pre-market, including Boeing. They gave an update on some production that's going to resume in Seattle starting Monday. So Boeing's higher. All of the cruise line names are higher this morning. United, American, even Delta, all to the upside this morning. So have a look at the airlines. But I think it's worth talking about Apple here, guys. Goldman downgrading Apple to sell from neutral. Interesting level right now, in fact, 283 here. Looks like it's trying to hold as support was the low from yesterday.
Oh man, you stole my thunder there, and you're 100% right. Let's put up the stock logo here, and let's put up Apple. Yeah, Apple today, guys. Big time level right now on Apple, 283. We love that one. I already have my stop order in to take that. Apparently, it already ticked down there, sort of. 282.82. We've already been down this road with Apple. Look at this movement, guys. The S&P 500 falling right now. We were nearly 3%. We're now crushing back to 28.50. We just broke 28.50 here on the S&P. So here goes Apple, 283.60. How much time do we have left? 8 minutes. Wow. I don't want to get into this one, but I do have an order for 283 to get going here. I may cancel this one. I'm going to cancel it. I'm going to cancel this order because I don't want to get filled in the pre-market. I'd love to get filled at 932 or something. Play some momentum to come down here, break this 283 level. If you look on a daily chart, I was talking with some of the traders earlier this morning on the chat on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter as well, guys. But look at this. We are right here. Apple has led the way back. I mean, this is almost like a complete V-shaped recovery. We're seeing it in a couple different names as well. Apple touches down at, I mean, this is embarrassing how low this is. 212 on that March 23rd panic day. But you can see all the way back up now, touching 300 yesterday. What a move that would have been to grab that one. But this 50 period is a very key level. It's down here at 279. A 50 period will change the direction. Once we break down below this 50 period on a daily chart, it'll change the momentum. It'll change the trend. So I'm looking at this break today, 278.76. If I get that 283 short, I think we could get $5-6 out of this one. Apple, if the market moves down, we have to. Where's my sell? Hit arrow down and market red time with Apple to the sell side, guys.
Yeah, for me, Sean, I've got 292 as the top, which is the overnight high from this morning, starting at 4 a.m. We peaked around 7 o'clock. So just in front of 292. So you'll see here. I'll zoom in for actually quickly. Here, so right here, I got 292 as my stop. Yes, we came up as like around 291.40 something. I'm going to move that level all the way up to 292. At this point, I think with pre-market movement, you got to move it up to some round numbers. 292 is my price at the top end. I've got 288 as well. There's a level of interest here. There's some action here that I want to keep an eye on. 288 is a level that I want to watch. If I can get some selling in front of it, I'll take a good risk-reward ratio short to that side. To the bottom, however, for me, I'm going to wait for 280. 280 is the level of interest. The reason I do that is I pull it back a few days. You see this range here pretty much sits between 280 and I guess going back to yesterday is about the high was 290 and then we peaked just above there today. I'm going to wait for 280 as the bottom. Because of all of that, I'm waiting for 280 on the bottom, 292 on the top, and 288 in the middle, just in case we do something around 288, because the ranges are wide. It's $12, right? But then again, it is Apple, which controls the entire tech index pretty much. So we'll see how this one plays out for the rest of the day. Another one of the biggest movers in the pre-market here, AMC Theaters, huge move. In fact, 52% to the upside. They announced they're going to raise up to $500 million in a private offering, so possibly signaling that bankruptcy maybe not coming imminently. But yeah, AMC Theaters here, huge move, guys. 52%. We're just under this $4. I mean, if it's me, I'm looking for a place to be short this thing. What do you guys think?
AMC, I haven't really looked at it too much. It's too much of a smaller name for me, but you could see here, yeah, $4.10. The news, obviously, what was it? Oh, they're raising capital or looking for a private placement. That's always great news. But look, I agree. I mean, this is the thing, Brendan. You are 100% right. We have to look for a short. Nobody, and I mean nobody, if my daily chart will load. I don't know, I'm having some technical problems here today with the charts, but who is going to be going to the theaters anytime soon? I don't think so. I just got a message from Cineplex here in Canada that any movie you want, they'll stream it to your house for $5.99 or $4.99, something like that, with a lot of people now buying. TVs are so cheap, everyone loving to stay at home, people not trusting the general public. I just don't see this as being a big piece of news for me. I love this $4 fade. I mean, look at this. We got as high as $4 back on March 24th. We touching there again today, and I think it's an ultimate fade on this number. And yeah, you know what? Thanks for bringing this to my attention, because now I'm going to be looking to a 350 or so short on AMC. Let's see if we can't break that bottom and take this one short. Just got to make sure we have shortable shares.
Yeah, for me, AMC, I'm going to try and stay out of this one unless we get below 330. Yes, $4 looks like a very good level, but every time we get up there, around there, we start to see some selling. So Sean likes the fade. I'm going to stay out of the fade. I'm just going to look for the break. 330 is my level. Yes, I have a 410 drawn out there. I just want to see what happens up there. That's the only reason that it's up there. I know in the chat, someone's asking you about AMD. I'm just going to pull up AMD real quick. AMD, the reason I pull this up real quick is because 59 for me is a very clear level. So if you guys want to play 59 as the break trade, there's a lot of action overnight from 59. So 59 is a level I'm going to be looking at for a breakout on AMD.
Okay, yeah, we like AMD. I mean, I like AMD as well there. I'm going to also park in order. I just want to let you guys know we are parking in order right here around 390 or so, just in case AMC does bump up here. We'll look to take that one short for 390 or so. And then also let's go hammer time if we do break it. I apologize, guys. It'll be hard for me to follow the chat. Neil, get well, and hopefully Neil will be back on Monday, and he'll be back there. But he's on the chat, so what's up, Neil? Thanks for taking everybody on the chat. Neil also looking at live quotes and everything, so all the information that he gives you is going to be legit on there as well for as far as price action. We are going to just check out right now quickly Gilead just before we go to Brendan. 85.50, that's where we shorted. We did get out at a great price there. That's a clean $2, so we're explode the money already here today. Let's see if Gilead wants to take out this bottom of 83 even. Let's throw it to the big guy now. Brendan, what's up?
Yeah, one more to look at here, guys. That works. We had a big move in this thing a couple of days back. Another pop in the aftermarket yesterday. They committed to purchasing 52 million additional test kits for COVID-19. So huge move up yesterday. Obviously, they're going to rebrand those and sell them as their own. So coming back in already this morning, already gave you an opportunity, but works worth watching. Sean.
Yeah, we need to go back, Brendan. You need to find out. I don't know, something. Gilead just goes from $83.50 to $86 right there. Gilead popping. This is why you get out, guys. You have to get out of your trade there. If you did have Gilead there, yeah, it just popped up. We're getting a lot of volume, a nice little volume spike. Maybe something's come out. I just got executed into Moderna here at 49.20, so there might be something going on right now in this sector. Not sure, but we are now long. It's not good. A couple hundred shares of Moderna right now above this 49 level. Did not want to get executed into this one at this price. We're going to try to get some out right now, but right now it's popping up there. Gilead on the run. Wow. Let's wait to see what this news is. It's fading back a little bit, but it does touch 86. So let's see. I'm in trouble here with my Moderna. I don't mean to get in. Not too much liquidity here as we trade before the market opens up, Brendan.
Yeah, and we'll check in on Gilead. I'm not seeing anything right off the bat here, but I'll let you know if we find it.
Okay, great. I'm going to try to get us some Moderna. We do have Valeria on the bell today, guys. Welcome to everybody. If it's your first time, hit that like button, smash the subscribe. We'll see you guys next Monday as well. We're back every single day. As long as these markets are kicking, we are here for you. So, yeah, but right now I'm stuck in this mRNA. Moderna breaks above 49. I grabbed that long on that news, so we're going to find out what's happening. Only 30 seconds to go. Now, 20-something seconds to go. So we're going to start that countdown. I am looking at Procter & Gamble as well on that side of things, breaking through 120. That could happen, but we're all the way up to 122 now. So yeah, a lot of these stocks are going. There's the countdown, only 10 seconds left. Let's see Valeria on the bell today. Valeria, got to ring this bell in about 5 seconds, and then we'll see what's happening. 2, 1, Hit that bell. Our countdown's a little bit off. Let's see what MRNA wants to do here to the top side. We're long 49.20 right now. We're going to see what happens. Looks like we're resisting some 48.75s right now. Arun, are you triggered into anything yet?
No, you know, the only thing I really had going for me was the ES futures. I was short pre-market. I don't actually have the chart up. It's not showing my full position here, but I was short around 28.69 and got some out around, that's the first exit you see here, around just in front of 65. I'm still carrying the other portion of it. I'm going to move the stop on this just above 55. So that's a good 14-point winner for me right now. I'm sitting into this. The other one I really wanted, Disney, the 107.50 break. We were caught up with so many other things. Disney is just running now at this point. It's $2, so I'm going to cancel the order. I didn't get that fill. Another thing, Zoom at 148.50 was the level I was looking at. It is backing off pretty quickly. I want to see what happens. The bottom end on Zoom here, I'm going to pull the chart up, maximize this here. The bottom end, I've got 143. So 143, 148.50. We opened just above it, but I'm not going to step in right at the opens. I want to see what happens. So we backed off. So now I'm going to move it to the top of this, which sits around 148.70-ish. So if we break back above 148.70, I'm going to step into Zoom. Bottom end is 143. So now that I got to step out of that one. Futures are going. Facebook is also going. Here, let me pull up the chart on Facebook. Facebook has been trending down. I haven't been able to catch a trade on that one yet, but I do have a level at the bottom here, 175.75. So as we come down into the 178s and start to maybe slow down, we'll see what happens. If we slow down and we start to see some buying come in, I'm willing to step in at 178 and put a stop down on 175.75. That's about $2. The upside is, you know, a decent 3.5. So for me, that's a good ratio.
Okay, yeah, good look there. What's JP Morgan doing here? Breaking through $91. Let's check out JPM on the downside. We are short Uber right now. We did talk about that, so let's pop a wheelie. We'll ride our bikes into work now, but we are short Uber. It was a nice little winner, guys. We're short 28.20 right now on Uber. Let's see if it can break through 28 even. It's bouncing around a lot right now. We did get flushed out on Moderna there. I told you guys, getting into trades before the market opens is not really a good sign, but look where we get out. It breaks through 47. Thank God we take that out. What a great short that was if you played Moderna here, breaking that pre-market low of 47. Hello, you'd be well into that money, but this is that bullshit. Sorry, that trigger that we got in there at 49.20. We get out 49 a little bit there, and then look at this move to the downside here. Just getting absolutely crushed. Moderna downside. Let's check out Gilead as well. That is more downside. Here's that little flush. Let's see what happens, man. If that report comes out and it's no good, you're going to get Gilead flushing through this 83 like crazy. So there could be a big time move here in Gilead to the downside, I'm thinking. Right now, the only position I have on is this Uber. We're short 28.20. That's right here. We're using 28.45, 28.50 or so as our out. So let's wait to see what's going on with that one. Apple, another mover. I'm waiting for that 286 to break. That could happen right now. We're on a nice little VWAP, 286. We'll go long if that does happen. I also like 283 to the downside. So this could be a trade that we sort of bracket ourselves in here. We could go long up here and wait to see what happens for this action. Looks like we'll take Apple long side very soon, guys.
Yeah, you know, for me, Sean, I got RCL. You know, where Brendan was talking about the cruise lines and the travel industry, pretty much. RCL broke 36.50. So I missed the entry. I saw it on the way back, jumped into it at 36.39. My stop on this, 37.60 is my stop. So I'm going to draw the stop right here, right in front of you guys. That's my stop. My target, my first target on RCL is going to be just from a high of yesterday's bounce around 10.45. So I'm going to put around 35.20. So I'm looking for just over $1.10, risking just over, I guess, $1.20.
Okay, here goes Apple, guys. We're long 286. We've just cashed a little bit out here in the 30s and the 40s. Let's go, Apple. This is what we need, guys. Let's make that Moderna money back. Here goes Apple. Let's go. A quick little win on this one. 286.70. We are long Apple. 286 even, guys. You punch that one through, and now you're getting this reward. Can Apple just keep going up here? Apple turning positive. We have $1 in the money right now on Apple, Arun. This one's going for us. This is a beautiful trade. We like Apple to the long side. Let's keep this momentum going. I just wish I didn't have that Moderna trade, but here we go. Apple, bang, out some 289s there. Look at this. 286.89 there. Great little out. Our Uber trade, we averaged some in there on this short. 28.45. Our new Uber average price, 28.28 right now. So let's see what happens. Brendan, take this one away, bud.
Big crazy mover from yesterday, guys. Off to the races here again. RCUS had a big move down and then halt yesterday morning, and a big move back to the upside. Just broke 31 on huge volume, guys. We're immediately through to 36 on RCUS, also moving.
Oh,
okay,
wow.
we're just taking out a little bit of our Apple here as it is fading back down. Look at that out, man. What a great out. We are cashing out on this Uber as well. Man, it's been a great day on some of these trades. We're really 3 for 3. We had Gilead, $2 winner. Now we have Uber nicely in the money off this averaged in price here. This is actually the price that we're averaging at right now, 28.30. So let's see if that can go. We're dumping some of our Apple. It's breaking back down below 286. We're light now. We have about 40% of our initial position on with this Apple. Let's see if we can't let this one ride to the top side here as the S&P is trying to go. If we break down below this 28.40, Arun, we may be in trouble. That was that low, but I think right now it looks like we're trying to stay high side on these futures.
Yeah, you know, the futures, because they gapped overnight between 30 and 60, now we're just coming back into that gap. I'm very curious. I'm keeping my eyes on it really closely here. Let me actually pull up the chart for you while I talk to you guys about it. So as we gapped up into this, you'll see it here. As we come back into this area, because nobody knows how much action is sitting here, we're going to be very cautious of how we move through there. Obviously, we get to it, 28.30, then we can start to accelerate as we get through yesterday's levels. But till we get to that point, I'm still carrying that initial trade from this morning, right? Like I said, I was short up here around 69 and got some out fairly quickly. We're coming down now. That position is about 26 points in the money right now. So as we're coming down, I'm going to see what happens through here. I do want to go back to Apple though, because with Apple, Sean's starting to take profit. Let me pull this chart up. Sean's trying to take profit. I like 288 as my level, right? That's the mid-level that I had drawn out. I wanted to see how much action is through here. If I start to see some more selling, say just underneath 286, I'm okay shorting it. Right now, it's pretty strong. Well, yeah, it's kind of strong. So I'm going to stay out of that short. So for now, with the futures going back up a little bit, I'm going to sit on this trade watching to see what else I can do. Zoom is still available for you here. Let me pull up the Zoom chart. Zoom is still sitting in that tight range. So if we take this high out from this morning, there's a trade for you, 143. If I start to see some more buying, I'm willing to step into Zoom on the buy side as well down here. It all matters. The whole thing is it's got to be a risk-reward situation at this point. There's no clear breakouts right now for me on this trade, right? So Zoom and Apple are on my watch list. I had the Disney chart. I'm gonna pull my Disney chart off. This trade has gone. I gotta move this level off. That's broken. At this point, 108.50. If we come back up here, we start to slow down a little bit, maybe. But for me, I got to move this off my primary radar and move it to put something else in its place at the moment, right? There's a lot going on. I know Sean likes Uber.
Yeah, we got Uber short here, and we're cashing in right now, Arun. So we'll explode the money once again. Good work there. My Apple, I did take that out, breaking through 26. We'll review that in a minute. But here goes Uber, guys. This one's falling down the hole. I think it's pretty perfect the way we were able to average into this short there. There's our Street Fighter Ryu character there. Let me know if you like Guile better than Ryu. I think that would be a mistake. 28.25 coming to the downside here. We did take a little bit off there. We bounced off 28 even. Let's hold Uber, guys. We're pretty light now. We have about half of our spot on with a few more bids to the downside. We'll check out AMC quickly. 320. We're down near that level. Oh man, we almost got our short. We're sitting at 390. Remember I told you guys we had 390. It gets as high as 385 now, and we'll wait for this 3 to break. But I do like AMC on a pullback down. What's up, Brendan?
NVIDIA, guys, back to the downside. Some of the chip makers showing a little bit of weakness here. NVIDIA just went negative where we closed yesterday around this 294 area. They announced that they have received approval from China for their Mellanox acquisition. So MLNX, it's 125 in cash, guys.
77.25. Okay, good one. Yeah, we'll look at that one for sure. Arun, I'm looking at Microsoft here, breaking yesterday's closing price. If I could zoom this out a little bit here, we did close yesterday right here, 177.20 or so, 177.25. We break that to the downside here on a nice little futures move. Futures looking to break this 28.40. We keep talking about that now. It's bouncing off, but look for Softy here to break 177.25 on the downside. I do like that short now. JP Morgan still relatively strong as well. Don't know if you're looking at any of those banks, Arun, but I was really surprised here to see JP Morgan right now. I mean, my charts today are a little sluggish. $93. I have the buy coming through there. So I don't really believe too much in bank strength, but if they're going to be strong today, we're up 6%, much stronger than the market. So if we get a market rally here, look at this top 93. It was made in the pre-market. Let's see if we can't take that one off, Arun.
Yeah, you know, for me, yeah, you love the banks. You know something I like? PG. We were talking about this. Again, this was something that was in play this morning, right? It was starting to go sideways. Well, they identified a level for me, 123 as a top end level for me. So you know what? There's a level I can work with for a breakout trade. There's a lot of buying through the bottom. There seems to be some resistance up here, so I can work the short, or sorry, not work the short, work the breakout if we take 123 and maybe make a quick dollar or so, and with the highs in play at around 126. So 123 on the breakout is what I'm watching right now on PG. Futures are coming or starting to bounce around that level that we were talking about earlier, which was that, you know, the gap up level. I'm going to step out of that one if it goes past 28.55. In the meantime, Apple, we were talking about this right before we went to Sean there. If we start to hesitate in front of this 288, I want to look for some shorts. You know what I'm starting to see? I'm starting to see a lot of action. Problem is the trade is too expensive at this point. Let me remove this line here. If I put this short on right now, I got to risk almost $4, and with the bottom at $4, and we haven't even got near there yet. So no, I'm not willing to step in. If we can get back above 286 or around 286, at that point I'm willing to go $2 on risk, $3 in profit at least, and then potential to go another $3 to the bottom. So right now it's too expensive for me.
Yeah, Arun, it might be too expensive for you, but bang! Not for this guy. Chicken dinner's right here. We go short Apple right there at 283.70. We cashed them out at the 50s. Now we're running downside. We go long Apple, bang, bang, bang. We get out for flat. Now we reverse this short. Let's go. Now we're short. Let's get going here, guys. A nice little 40-50 cent winner now on Apple. We're short 283.70 right now. 283.70. It's at 282.70. Let's go, Brendan. What you got, bud?
Another one in the financial group here, guys. We were talking about the banks being a little bit strong. KeyBank reported earnings that were better than expected. A little thinly traded name, but already gone from 10 up to above 1050, up 8%. Guys.
Okay, we just cashed out there. Thanks. We'll check out KeyBank in a minute. I'm all over this right now. Apple, long side right here. Bang! Take that out for a nice little dollar. Now we turn short, guys. Anybody looking at our charts, this little purple tick means we have short sold this thing. So now we are short 283.72, guys. Looking for lower. Like Arun said there is some lower levels that we can look at. 282.30, yesterday's low at noon. So we are now short Apple right now. Let's see what this can do, guys. A nice little trade here. We also did short Softy. This one not moving as much. We did take way less shares on this one. 177.50, we took that short. We're going to give this one only till about here, 178 and change. We're not going to give Softy too much room. As yesterday we saw the strength in Microsoft. It looks like it's strong again today. It's resisting. This is what I'm talking about. This is a dollar winner on Apple, and we can't even get a winner on Microsoft. So you have to watch out for some of these key levels. Let's take some more Apple out here. I have a bid, 282.68. So if we can get to that, then maybe the next stop, 282.30, like we talked about. Apple right now, a nice little dollar winner, so we'll floss that one off, Arun.
Yeah, you know, as we're going down, a lot of stocks in play, a lot of stocks for me that are getting they're starting to move, and the move has already passed, so it's getting too expensive for me. So I'm going to go back to the position I've got, the futures position, you know, that 69. What are we going to do with this as we come down into this gap? Well, the first level I'm going to key off on is around this 30 area. So between 30 and 35, I want to see how much action is there. Obviously, we're trying to bounce a little bit here, so let me zoom this in so you guys can see this a little bit better. So as we're coming here, they're starting to see some buyers step in slightly, not enough to push the market all the way back up yet. So how much buying is left here? We're going to find out. As we get through here, I want to see how much buyers step in as we come up to this 30 level. If there's enough, I might be able to go along with a 20 stop. But right now, it's a matter of just managing the position. 55 is still my stop, just over 55. So I'm probably going to go just around 56, 57. We'll see how much action we get up there. But right now, it's just a matter of managing the shorts. The problem with this kind of market is if you have missed your entries, it's very hard to find a way in. Like Facebook was just been sliding all day. We're coming back down to that 175.75 that we talked about earlier. I'm not seeing enough, especially with the market sliding like this and not enough buying coming in. I'm not willing to step into it just yet. So Facebook is something to watch around 175.75. We are at 178 right now. So that's something to watch. Another stock that I had just pulled up, we were talking about banks. So I took a look around some banks. Citigroup seems to be something that's of interest to me. Right now, when we took 43.30, which was the high, we broke out, and now we're coming back down into that area. I might be able to take a shot at this on around 43 as we come back into that 43.30. It's a matter of how much buying is left here, because I do have to worry about the action from yesterday. So I'm going to wait on that. We're going to go to Brendan, see what he's got for us to help us out here.
Big mover earlier in the week, guys. BCRX just breaking the pre-market highs here on decent volume, 315. Did gap higher, 22%. Positive news earlier in the week. Nothing new today, but another one in that vaccine group. BCRX, guys, 21% today.
Guys, look at this stock. My biggest winner of the day by far today is Uber. Short. We crushed that when we talked about this in the pre-market. This is why you want to join us every day, guys, as much as you can at 9 o'clock. We went over Uber. I talked about this stock down to the downside here. 28 even coming through here. Uber to the downside. We just took some out, 27.96. Our short position on Uber is 28.45. So a great little move there coming to the downside. So we do ring that register and hit the cowbell on Uber. I did want to bring you guys back to the attention here of Microsoft. We're averaged in again on this one, 28.24. You can see we cashed out. Then I got some out for flat. Now we re-like this one. So my average price right now, 283.90. So we're right here. We're 30 cents out of the money right now on Apple, but if the futures are moving, I mean, if they're going to make this move back up and crush this 28.50 level, then yeah, we'll be in a little bit of trouble. But I'm going to average in to this Microsoft until this Apple until we get back above 285. So I do like this short. We have more on now, obviously, as we take this average in. But let's just see what happens with Apple here. I mean, I don't want to fight the market. Sometimes when we do that, we get run over. We still are up 2%. So this one's going to be a small test of a retest of some of these lows here. Let's see what happens, and here we come, right back to the downside. My last Apple fill, guys, 284.23. So you're all the way in the money now, 50 cents on this last fill. Average price now down in the money as well. So let's see what's going to happen here. Our Uber trade, guys, is a 53-cent winner. So we hit the switch. No Raptors, no problem. Who's your favorite team out there, guys? I love the Raptors. I kind of have a sore spot. I used to like the Golden State Warriors back in the day. Chris Mullin, shout out to my brother. But then Latrell Sprewell started choking people, and I switched gears on that team. So, okay, here we go. Apple just breaking down through 284 a road. I like that trade. I know you're looking at Boeing and Facebook. Were you able to get into anything?
Yeah, you know what I forgot about? I talked about this and I completely forgot about it because I put the stop order out and then I left it be. RCL, we took that 36.39. Well, this thing has gone down 80-something cents for me. I just realized, I saw it up just now. I was like, oh yeah, I still have that one because it was still going and I just forgot. So you know what? I took some out. I took 80 cents on that one as we approach here. It starts to show some hesitation. I moved the stop on this to 36.50. So 80 cents on the first half. We're going to lose 10 cents on the second half. I'm walking away with this with some money on this one. The reason why I'm okay with losing 10 cents on the second half, guys, and not trying to just break even on the second half, because I don't play just dollar levels in terms of stops. I like to play proper levels. So I'm going to move it to the closest line that I see, which is right around here, 36.50. So you know what? It's okay if I lose 11 cents on the second half because we are banking on the initial trade that I had taken at 36.39. So that's one of them. Another one right now, PG is hitting that level that I had liked to see. So you know what? I'm going to step into PG just above right now. Actually, I'll take those sixes. So 123.06 is my print. It is backing off a little bit at 123 right now, but the stop on this 122 is what I'm going to put up. I just took a long just there. I'm going to put my stop there at 122. I'll move that line after I got some time on this. There we go. No, I don't have that line. Okay, here we go. 122, that's the new stop on this. Upside target, 124.50, at least 124 to 124.50. I want to see what we get. So I'm going to put $1 up for $1. And then if we can get near the highs, that's a completely different trade in itself. That might start a brand new trade. So we'll see how that one plays out for now. But I just stepped into this 123, guys, on PG. Anything else? Yeah, that's Citigroup. You know what? Citi, it's working that area, but it's not showing me enough to step into a long. Again, I'm willing to step in at 43.30, around 43.30, all the way going down to 43 even. It's a tight stop. It's a tight trade, but I need to see enough action for me to want to get involved. I don't see anything just yet. So that one is not in play. Futures, it is bouncing a little bit here. If we come back down, let me pull the futures chart up. If we come back down again into these 40s, again, this is an area we were keying off on, right? See how much action is down here? Well, it seems to be there's some buying around 40. So you know what? If we come back here and show me some more buying around 40, if we come back down, otherwise it's 55 on the stop, just over 55 on the stop. If we come back down and start to hesitate around 40, I'm going to pull the trigger. I'm going to get out. I can make my money. I can walk away from that trade. I'm perfectly fine with that. That's already in the money quite a bit. So we're okay with that one. PG is now starting to move back up into that 123. So, you know, where's the PG chart? Right here. It's not doing a whole lot. It is starting to move back up. It had backed off about 20 cents or so. 122 is the stop. Again, some of these trades are going to take some time, right? That's the thing you're going to notice between my trades and Sean's trades. Sean's trades go fairly quickly. My trades will linger on for a little bit, and that's perfectly fine. So you know what, in the meantime, while we're waiting, let's see what Brendan has to say.
A little one from yesterday, big mover RVP on the NYSE ARC exchange, another 15% here today. We mentioned this one in the morning, had a huge move from $2.40 up to above $3 at the end of the day. Just about to take the top off here, guys. Back to small cap world. Have a look at RVP, guys.
$40.66 here.
Point to me when you got it.
Okay, guys, we're in a little bit of trouble here. $40.60 here, coming with, we did take XOM breaking through 41. It basically rejected that hard. So now we'll have to wait on this level here, 40.60. We're going to wait on XOM. I hope this one can turn itself around because this is a problem. But look what is not a problem, guys. AMC. We took this one ahead of $3.50. We broke that one down for you. So let's see what we can do now. I took a lot of shares. We got out, so we're short now. AMC $3.49. We're at 330. We talked about the demise of the theater business, and so right here we're taking a decent little winner here on AMC. Short $3.49, taking it out here 42, 43, 39s. Now again at 35, some at 32s. So let's wait to see what AMC can do to the downside. That's been a good little runner for us. Uber back to the upside. We did take some profit out here. We're still holding about 20% on this short, so we have to watch out with what these futures are doing. I have 4 positions on, guys. My Apple trade right now, short. You know what? This is a good opportunity. Let's call this up, guys. Let's update our position board here. We'll throw it on the board just to give you guys a quick look. This is what we have already made 70 fills. Okay, Apple right now, 17 cents in the money, short 284. AMC is a big one because we have a lot of shares. That's 15 cents in the money. Microsoft, 60 cents out of the money, but we're flat on that one. That's a small one. Uber, 21 cents. XOM is 20 cents. The wrong way. We got to wait for XOM to get going here, guys. But those are the positions. 4 shorts, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 long. And the 1 long is XOM, and that's a little bit of a problem here. As oil trying to bounce back to 18 and change right here. You're going to see the oil contract. It's still showing down 8%. That's not going to be true, I don't think, because we are rolling over today. Me and Brendan talked about that one a little bit earlier, but you could see a nice move up here in oil. I thought it would continue more. We take XOM at the top, and right now that's falling on our face, but we're back to 40.93 here. So let's address this oil position. I mean, it's XOM, but it is a play on oil here. XOM coming back from the dead for me a little bit here. This is a big trade. I need this one to stay above 41 if we're going to have a decent day here. But XOM now failing back to the high side here, guys.
Yeah, you know what, Sean? If we're talking about positions, let's talk about positions. I've got 2 shorts, 1 long. The long that I had done right in front of you guys is PG, right? PG on the breakout at 123. That's backing off about 15 cents now. Again, 122 is a stop. I'm okay. I'll wait on this one. The other one is RCL. That was a position from this morning. I had taken a short on that one. First half exit around 69, I believe, was the exit. 70 was the exit. I got 70. The other half, I moved the stop to 36.50. So that one's locked in as well. And the other one, futures, right? We're just taking a ride on the futures. We're just waiting on that one. In the meantime, we're keeping waiting. Brendan's got something to say.
Yeah, Boeing, guys, just breaking the highs here through 150. Big move here on Boeing, guys. Back to the upside, had a flush down to 145 off the open, but straight back higher again. The news this morning, they're going to restart their production in the Seattle area after a 2-week shutdown. So through that 150 area on Boeing, guys.
Yeah, we can take a 152 break here. That might be a good call. We're going to watch Boeing here as it continues to go upside. Wow, 13%. Good note there, Brendan. Look at this move. What a move off that 145. Thanks for bringing that one to our attention. Looks like we're going to break through 152 here. Great little call. Anybody that was holding Boeing for the last couple days, that looks like that was a good one. Where's the daily chart on Boeing here? We're obviously well away from this 50 period, but nice little bottom here. We talked about 90s, that coming through. If we zoom in even more here, it just breaks through 152. These little tops are 158. So we're at a nice little level here, 152, 153 and change. If we can get to 153, we'll punch the long. So I'm going to, okay, here it comes, man. 153 on Boeing is coming quick. So let's see about getting out or getting into some of this Boeing at 153 right now. Our AMC is crashing down. We're getting out of that one. That's been a good trade. Our Uber, we did cover it, and we're basically flat now on this name, 28.25. Great cover on Uber. Our Apple's not really doing anything. We are trying to get some more shares short. I don't know what this futures want to do here, but if we don't break this 28.50, I do like Apple more to the downside here, guys. Let's see what we can do with this stock.
Yeah, you know what, Sean? We were talking about Guild this morning. All that movement, I had marked off that 83 level. We had bounced off around 9 o'clock. We just broke it. And you know what? The problem with this break is I don't know where to put the stop.
We broke 83?
Yeah, we broke 83.
Man.
We're at 82.56. And you know what? The short is great, but I don't know where to put the stop. So I'm not going to take this one just because I don't know what to do with it. And I know that Brendan's got tons more information to share with us.
Smile Direct Club, guys. We had a little bit of a pop yesterday in the afternoon here for SDC. They delivered 35,000 face shields for PPT usage. So SDC seeing these huge volume spikes the past couple of days. Again today, back above that pre-market high, coming up to 450 for Smile Direct Club, guys.
You smile, I smile, we all smile. Shout out to Justin Bieber there. Yeah, and speaking about Justin Bieber, Neil, what's up, buddy? I hope you're enjoying everything at home there. It's nice to listen to Bieber when you're by yourself, I guess, but we'll see how that goes. XOM, finally, guys, breaking above that $41. We need a little bit of work to go. I was way too nervous on this stock. Don't know why I dumped most of it. I dumped half of it, guys, in the 80s and 90s, so those were like, I don't know, 15-cent hits. Let's call it 10 cents. Some of our drops are at 93, 94. Our worst one is at 79. So now we break above that 41. We're going to have to let XOM try to run for us a little bit here. Apple on the fade right back down. Look at these two shorts. Now we come back to the downside. So bingo, bango, bongo, dancing gorilla time. We're going to see if we get some out here. We've bounced around too many times at this 283.80. So we got to look there, guys, to take some of this out. Look at AMC. Here we go. That's a flosser off right there. Look where we're short, guys. 345. It's at 318 and still going down. Wow, these markets are wild. What the hell's AMC doing right now? It's moving around like mad. We got to cover some of these trades, guys.
Yeah, you know, Sean, as we're talking about that, BA, Brendan brought that up. BA on the breakout, so I pulled up the chart. What did I do on BA? I forgot. I totally forgot that I had gone long BA pre-market at 49. I was looking for a trade on the long side, and then it started to kind of go sideways and start showing me some selling. So you know what? I got out. That trade got scratched. It did its thing, and now they took out that same level. So you know what I'm going to do? If we can get back under 51, I'm willing to pay up to 150.50, put the stop down at 148.50. So $2 on risk. I'm not willing to pay 152. That's too expensive for me. I'm out of that one if it goes up that high. Or if it stays up this high, but at 150.50 or around there, I'm willing to step in, put $2 on, and see what this thing has left. Futures, on the other hand, is starting to move off that 40 level now. Let me pull up the chart on the futures here for you guys. This thing is starting to, you know what? There's a lot buying here. This was what I was worried about as it was coming down. This is starting to show me a little bit of buying, a lot of buying actually. I thought it might have a chance to go sideways and then continue on. They're starting to back off a little bit. 155, just over 155 is still my stop. If we hit this stop, what do? Nothing. For me, once we hit that exit, I cash out of my positions and I wait. Again, I'm not stepping into a whole lot of positions, right? So I got to get my levels right if I'm going to do that. So if we hit 155, for me, at that point, I'm willing to put the top in at 28.85. That's the overnight. It doesn't show here because it was done last night, actually. I'm putting that in as my level up there. 28.85 is the top end for me on the futures, and 28.55 is my stop on the current short. Here's what happens though. If we come up and get near that 55 in this area here, you'll see it here. If we get into this and we start to kind of sell off a little bit or start to show some selling, you know what? I don't mind getting some more actually, because then the risk is so tight that it's perfectly fine given the type of movement we're getting. And at that point, I'll scalp half. I'll let the rest ride on this one, but it all depends on how much action we get between 50 and 55. It's very close right now, so you know what? We're gonna wait on this one. And, oh man, Citigroup. Yeah, you know what, Citigroup?
These things are tanking right now, boy. We got some movements happening right here. We're going to get out of some of our XOM to the top side of Arun. I don't know, as the market makes these moves, some stocks are heading southbound here. Look at Apple. I don't know, we're shorting, we're taking this profit out. Market moving up, Apple moving the other way. So not really sure there. We found a stock that's relatively weak, and its name is Apple. So we're going to keep trading this to the downside and see what happens here. But Apple right now resisting this move down. So we're covering, or resisting this move up, sorry. So we are covering some of this now. We're well into the money where we were short there, 284.23. So we took some out in the 90s there. We'll wait to see, man. If this market fails, Apple is the stock I think is really super short. Look at XOM. We are now back into the money. So this guy is happy once again. So we hit some cheers there because XOM, we make that call at 41. I wish I had the patience of my good friend Arun because we would be monstrous right now, Arun. I took too many shares here. I had to cover. This is part of my strategy. Sometimes it backfires. Sometimes it's great. Don't hold on to things long enough. But here we go to the upside. The call is right. So we tip our hat to that one, but we do not hold enough. We get some out at 13s. We're going to wait for 20s now, 50s, even higher. But we're going to wait to see if XOM can't get going. And we're going to try to cash in on some Apple weakness as well. Big time winner there. AMC, check out these outs, guys. AMC, bang. I just tweeted it out, this chart. What a great trade. That was the reason why we bounce off 50. I love those trades when we bounce off 50, guys. So check that out. Follow us all on Twitter. We're ready for Brendan now over at the big board. What you got for us, man?
Said so.
Hey guys, yeah, 10 o'clock, it is Friday. Let's have a look at North American markets here as we have got 30 minutes in the books already. Still nicely positive top to bottom here on the board. However, obviously off the highs somewhat that we saw in the pre-market. S&P 500 still 2%. The Dow kind of leading the way here, 2.3% to the upside. Tech stocks are fading. We saw Apple there kind of leading this group back to the downside, just holding on to better part of 1% move to the upside so far. Small caps, nice move today, 3.5% for the Russell to the upside. Here in Toronto, the TSX 2.5%, still in positive territory. A lot of the energy names back higher again today. Going to show you a couple in a second here. BOVESPA down in Brazil, nice 2% move on the day as well. So again, still higher across the board, but obviously well off the highs. Here's Synovus in Toronto, still up 3%, one of the stronger ones. Held 350 here at the open, all the way up to about 370 in a straight line. Basically did nothing yesterday, and you know, we sliced through this entire range right at the open, continuing higher for CVE. All kinds of volume behind that move as well. This one, Enbridge, gapping higher this morning. You can see just took the highs there at 41.10, held that 41 level as resistance off the open, now back above it, so showing relative strength. Wanted to mention this one, Champignon on the CSE here, 2.5% to the upside. We have very special guest coming up at 11:50 today. Dr. McIntyre going to join us from AltMed, and Champignon going to talk about that company a little bit at 11:50. Back over to you guys.
Great one. Stay tuned for that if you're into anything about those companies there. We'll have it. Check our Twitter, check our LinkedIn. We're all over the place. Instagram as well with our guest of the day for more information. Okay, there goes Apple to the downside here again. Great trading on Apple, guys. You know, we've identified that this is weaker. So here we go to the downside. We've got a nice little winner. This is 37 cents. Okay, let's put the board up again just for anybody that's been joining us a little bit late here. You'll see that we have our trading board up. It shows all of the positions that I currently have on. You're going to see at the bottom, unfortunately, Neil's not here. Arun's board not working, but my trade's on board right now. Apple's 35-cent winner. AMC's a $3 name, and this is a 40-cent winner. That's a 10% return right there. Uber, right now, 10-cent winner, but my biggest stock so far. And XOM, we've got 10 cents in the money as well. So three shorts, one long, and the long is XOM. Let's just keep, here goes Apple, guys. Arun, I think we found the weak stock here. Apple now breaking these levels. We're short 284.23. It's at 283.60 right now and still making that move down. The only trade I lost on today was this stupid Moderna trade that we get blown off early and then lose on that trade, which is fine because check out our Gilead trade that we had early, guys. 85.50 short, covered it right here in the pre-market at 906, 83.55. What a great little bottom down there. Wow, Apple continuing its move down here. I think it's a good spot to take some off. This is a $1 winner, so we hit the home run. Shout out to any Blue Jay fans out there. But right here, Apple, there's the clean dollar. That's good. Pigs get slaughtered. Let's take some off right now, guys. Apple for the win as we continue to go downside here. Everything working for me right now, guys.
Yeah, you know what, Apple? Oh, man, that was just too expensive for me to step in. Sean, good job, though, grabbing that up there. I couldn't get in there. I wasn't willing to pay that price. But you know what? As we're coming down, that's perfectly fine. I'll see if we can grab another trade. Another trade I want to update you guys on PG. You know, that 23 break, that kind of failed. So you know what? 1 for 1. I took the hit on that one. That's perfectly fine. I'm going to move off the board. Another one I just took, though, an interesting one, I think I'm going to pull up here for you guys, is BSX. This is not the type of trade I normally take. I just saw some strong enough action to want to take a shot at this. I got 39s on the buy. I'm going to put 13s or just under 10 actually. So it's about 30 cents on the risk profile, on the risk. And the upside, I don't know what the upside is. So you know what? We're going to wait on this one. It's not a kind of trade I normally take. This is going to be more of a moment-to-moment situation. I'm just going to do a quick read. A lot of things happening right now. And Valeria, what do you have?
Hey guys, reach over 100 likes. Thank you very much. I hit the fireworks, and every time we'll be reaching another hundreds, I'll be putting them back. So let's party over 100. And also, guys, someone asked me what Super Chat is. Well, it's a new YouTube feature that allows viewers to pay in order to pin their comments. So you can find it down below the chat, a $sign. So check it out. Do you know also how you can support us? Hit more likes and subscribe for our channel. Also, guys, please share the link with your friends and family members so more people find out about our great show. So hopefully we're being helpful and entertaining. Keep your questions coming and I'll ask them directly to traders. Back to guys.
Good work,
right.
B there. Good job on that one. 28.25 here on Uber. I'm actually looking for another breakdown here. If Uber can break this down, 28.25. We did tick down their 27s. We're taking some off here. We're light. We almost have nothing on. 28.50. We're short. 28.45 to be exact. I'll probably clear these all off right here. 28.37. We'll take 7-8 cents on that. It's a disco ball because Uber's been a monster for us today. Nice little short here. Didn't cover anything above on that one. Then all of a sudden we grab a nice little short. That's what we're working with right now before we'll see if it can fade back up above. But right here, Uber's been a big stock for us today. And you want to talk about a big stock? Here's Apple, man. This is a $+ winner now. Apple rockets to the top of my board. So we hit the air horn. My #1 stock on the day now turns to Apple, but AMC has also been a monster for me as well. Thanks for the talk about that in the pre-market, guys. Luis, everybody, Snake Diet, Ryan, what's up? Yeah, we don't do the show till 4 p.m. We do it till 12 p.m. So we'll have our guest of the day coming at 11:40, followed by a bunch of different segments with Brendan, including money talks, upgrades and downgrades, a bunch of neat things happening here today for us as well. So we're really excited about everything here. But here comes Apple breaking these lows. I want to give you guys an update. We are going to go short again if Apple wants to take down 282.80. That's the short right now that I'm looking at if Apple does take that day's low there. AMC, we covered a bit here in the 20s. We're super light on this one. We're almost out of AMC. XOM is now back to almost flat here. You guys know we're long at 41. We've cashed some out here 15, 16, 17. Let's wait to see if we can't cash out more to the top side here. In the 20s again would be nice for XOM as we continue to follow oil as well.
Yeah, you know, Sean, a couple things on this one. The Citigroup that I was talking about, that after you mentioned the financials, well, I put a bid down here at 52. They're showing me enough. I'm willing to step in. I'm willing to step in at 52. Put 43 on the stop there. 50-cent risk. We'll see what happens if it gets to 54. Another thing that I actually want to pull up here. Here, let me pull it up on this chart. Is Boeing. Boeing is coming back into that area.
Yeah, they faded that, eh? Wow.
Yeah, it faded back, but you know what? We're coming back into this 50 through 49 area. I'm very curious to see what happens here. So you know what? If I start to see some buying, I'm expecting to see some buying, because if they rip right through this, it is going to be dangerous to the downside. So at least slow down and some buying whatsoever, but underneath 50 up down to 49. So within that dollar, if I see some buying, I'm willing to step into the long and try to play this breakout. Yes, I missed the initial breakout, but I'm okay. Again, I don't try to do these short-term trades, right? So for me, I'm okay holding on to this throughout the day if necessary through this area. 47 will be my stop, so the risk really does have to be proper on this trade. Update on the futures here. Let me pull up the futures chart. We are sitting on 51 even right now as I pull up these charts. So what do I do at this point? You know what? Like I said, 55 was the level that I was going to put on the stop. If we come back down to these 40s, or even at this point, I'm willing to step out at 45. If we get through 45 and back off once more, at that point, I'm stepping out. At this point, you know what? This ride has gone long enough. A lot of stocks are moving, but now we're starting to see some selling or buying around this area, and it's really starting to hesitate, which is concerning for me if I'm short on the ES futures. This is the ES futures, guys, the June contract. So right now, we're keeping an eye on this very closely. We're going to get out of the short at just over 55, and if it gets below 45 and starts to hesitate, we're also getting out at that point. We're not holding on to this for the rest of the day if necessary, right? No, it's not necessary. You don't hold on just for the sake of holding on. It's got to make sense.
You don't?
I'm already seeing enough here, so you know what? At this point, I am not willing to go through here. And while we're waiting for that, Brandon's at the big board. See what he's got.
Hey guys, yeah, we'll have a look at some upgrades and downgrades for today. Some interesting moves on this board once again. BlackRock, I mean, big $500 stock, but nice move anyways. 5% to the upside so far today. Caesars Entertainment back to the upside. We were talking about some of the cruise lines, some of the hotels, MGM as well having a nice day, but Caesars there with an upgrade. 3 and change percent. Rite Aid was an earnings name. We looked at it yesterday. FedEx, KeyBank, Qualcomm, and UPS really trying to go lower, but struggling. Look at FedEx, even with a downgrade today, up still 3% and change. Here's a look at that Rite Aid, little gap to the upside. This thing got absolutely flushed about mid-morning yesterday, recovered to 11.20, 11.30, and then now we're kind of holding that as support. So just coming up to $12 even there for Rite Aid. Nice look, 5.7% to end the week to the upside. Yeah, FedEx downgraded, no one cares. Still higher on this name, 123, a little bit of resistance here. Looks like coming in after a nice move from 120 up to 123 at the open, guys. Back over.
And thank you so much for that one. We will hit the air horn because check this call out there. We were just dealing with Boeing and we dealt with it. So we take along 149.90 there. We get out at 150.50. That's a 60 penny winner. And now we rip to the top side there. We just had $1.20 in the money when it broke through 151.20. So now we're long Boeing here, guys. 149.90. A nice little dollar in the money. Apple, cha-ching. So we talk about that when we say WTF to Apple because they've just been failing all day long. Look at these short right here, short. Then we take another short now and cash some out for 20, 30 pennies. We still are stuck short now though. 282.70. We're stuck a little bit short on Apple. I don't ever like pushing the ultimate low of the day here, which is what we did take. So we're going to wait to see if some of this momentum can continue to come downside. But right now, long Boeing here, dollar now in the money. Short AMC, that's 25 cents in the money. And our Apple is the biggest problem for us. But if these futures can fail here at 28.50 like it's been doing, then I think Apple can fade right back down and we'll have ourselves a decent little winner here. But right now, 3 longs, Boeing, Uber, XOM, AMC, and Apple to the short side.
Yeah, for me, Sean, there, I am actually willing to step into Boeing now. Join you there. I'm bidding at 150.10. So I haven't gotten filled yet, but I am waiting at 150.10. I'm willing to take that trade. At this point, $3, yeah, you know what? It's okay. At this point, I'm willing to take that $3 shot. 150.10, 147 on the stop, 154 hopefully breaks. If we start to hesitate around 153, that's an exit too. So me and Sean are both in Boeing for different reasons and different targets. Another thing, an update on BSX. You know what? I've gotten out of BSX. I don't like this one anymore. Again, this was not a type of trade I normally take anyways. It starts to hesitate, I'm out. Sometimes you kind of step out of your element a little bit and you just kind of do something and they give you enough just to move out of the way. At that point, I'm out. So you know what? Let's move on. What else? Nothing really. We're just waiting on the futures to keep going down. In the meantime, we got Brendan coming in.
Nice move here for Roku, guys. Still negative on the day, but a huge recovery through 120. We're at 126.5 right now. A little bit of a pullback underway, but Roku, Webb Bush came out, gave a little bit of a negative comment as far as their Q1 possible earnings coming up. They also updated their full year forecast to the upside today. So negative look, but still relatively strong, guys.
Yeah, 147, 47 coming through here. This is why sometimes you need to take out some profits, because look at these futures just absolutely getting kicked right now, all the way down. Was there a number that just came out? I don't know. 1013. No, that doesn't make any sense. The futures break that 2850. This is the level we're talking about. And hello, Apple. Kaboom! We go bearish on the market. We hit the cowbells. We hit the catapults. We are now huge in Apple. We're short here, 282.80. It's now breaking down. We've covered some of this. We've taken dollar winners on the long, multiple dollars here on the short. The market is breaking down, guys. So here we come, 282 and change. We're 70 cents in the money on Apple now. Let's see if we can't continue this ride down. This is my largest position by far. Bye-bye, Apple. There's a dollar catapulting ourselves. Let's keep this going, guys. I hope you like the show, and we are now short. I've given you every single trade. What other platform, what other show, who else gives you live trades for free that are winners like this, guys? Check out the board. Here we go, 281.90, Arun. Let's go. Are you short anything?
Yeah, you know, I still got the futures position. Like I said, 28.55 was the level. We did not get through there. So you know what? Hey, we bounced right off of that area. There wasn't enough for me to take a shot on the short side, but I stepped in and kept that position. But you know what? I did step in to Boeing. You know what?
Yeah,
man, Boeing was quite the mover there. 150.10 on the entry, and it just kept going for real quick. So you know what? 147 is still the target. I still like Boeing. You know, this is not meant for a short-term trade. I'm okay with 147 as the target. As we go up through here, I want to see how much action is left up, because that move was a lot more aggressive than I thought it was going to be. So 147 is still the stop. Who knows? We might get stopped on this one. That's okay, because you know what? It's being covered by other positions right now. Futures still going through, right? So that's still going. 147 on the futures. I'm out of that BSX position. Citigroup. I also jumped into Citigroup. Oh man, I might be sitting on the wrong side of a lot of these positions. The only thing covering me is the fact that I'm short the entire index. So you know what? 43.50 on the buy side on Citigroup, with 43.52 on the buy side, with 43 even on the stop on Citigroup. So you know what? It's okay. I've got multiple positions. I've got 2 longs, 2 shorts. RCL was the other short that I have on the stock side. Yeah, the first half took 80 cents on. The other half, we're still riding this one out. The stop on this is now 36.50. It was 36.50. I'm going to move it up to 35.80. That's going to be the new stop. Bank at least 60 cents there. The other 2 longs, right? BA, I said this, and it looks like we're going to get rocked on this fairly quickly. So BA, that long, I'm happy with it. There's no regrets on that one. And the other long, Citigroup, I'm also happy with that one as well. They were both technically, fundamentally for me, technical, they were good setups. I'm okay with the hits. Perfectly fine. That's why you take multiple positions. It's not a big deal if you take one hit or one, couple hits here and there.
Right.
It's a matter of whether are your reads proper over a long period of time. Are the reads properly done? If the answer is yes, you'll be perfectly fine, right? It's a math game. Keep that in mind, guys. It is always a math game. So at this point in time, I've got 2 longs, 2 shorts, three positions in the equities, 1 in the index.
Arun, you're short everything, but we are short Apple, and kaboom! There's the cash. Oh, that's cash traders. That's not kabooming. We have to hit the kaboom. We'll hit the fireworks anyways. I hope you guys were with me on that one. I gave you this break of the day there. Day's low, 282.73. Look where we just cashed some out, 281.40. It just dropped as low as 281.12. So we put some more bids out here, see if we can enjoy this little move down. But wow, what a move down that was. We got out of our, XOM, ho-hum. We are going to be honest here. That's the best thing about this show, guys. We don't hide anything. There's a lot of people out there that will hide their trades. They'll talk about only their winners, not their losers. I will flush myself down the hole here on XOM. We're out of this name, but down. I'm still up 3% on this name. We did cash out some topside. I knew I was a little bit in trouble here with this XOM long, but it now fades back down. That's a loser for me for sure. What's up, Brandon?
A little medical device maker, Surgery Partners Incorporated, SGRY on the NASDAQ. 30%, just bumped off 9 even here, a little bit of a pullback, but huge move from 7 up to 9 this morning. Bit of a pullback on monster volume. They gave a corporate update. They updated a lawsuit that went in their favor as well. So some positive news today for SGRY, guys.
Okay, we also did take some JPMs right here. It's just breaking the day's low as well. So we'll see if we can't hit this one to the downside now. If this market wants to keep going, the banks have been super weak lately. We're tanking. I wish we would have got this at this VWAP break, but I couldn't resist taking this low. We're using our hands here, guys, so we put in stop orders, they get triggered, and then we kind of have to reevaluate it at that point. I would have loved to get some 92s here. Unfortunately, we get some 9150s. We're going to have to wait on some JP Morgan money here because right now this is against us barely anything. We're short at 91.52. It's 91.54 on the bid. So we're going to wait for some downside movements on JP Morgan. If these futures just keep on pushing, come on, Apple, push, baby. I feel like we're in the maternity ward here, but 281.60 to the downside. We are nicely short Apple here, but JP Morgan is the one that I'm worried about, guys.
Yeah, you know what, Sean, as the market's starting to slide again, a lot of these positions, a lot of my equity positions, they're on the smaller side, but they are underwater at the moment. They're about to get stopped out. BA is about to hit that 47, and Citigroup's about to hit that 43. So what do? I got to look at the futures, right? This is my bread and butter right here. So futures, got that 55 level up? Okay. What are we going to do now? Well, I got to keep an eye on that 30, right? Like I said this morning, between 35 and 30, if we're going to catch any sort of action to the buy side, anything that's left from overnight buying is got to be around here. And if we get through here, yeah, there's a good possibility that we do a full retracement pretty much right up until the final end here before you get that rally at the end of the day. So you know what, around 27.95, 2800, let's call it. 2800 is roughly the next target if we get through here. So for now, it's a matter of just managing the short here. Obviously, the trend is to the sell side. I saw somebody on the chat say, well, follow the trend until it doesn't work anymore, right? Well, yeah, right now it seems to be the trend is to the sell side. So you know what? Shorts are in play. Just be aware that we are approaching some areas of interest. So keep that in mind as we come down on the futures. Anything else that I can keep an eye on? I don't know. SGRY, technically, I don't know. There's not a whole lot of information I can work with SGRY, so right. I'm going to step out of that one there. Okay, BA, that one's triggered out. Yes, that was an entry, quick failure. What do? Oh man, BA, maybe that's not the stock for me for today, and hopefully Brendan can help me out with some more stocks.
Specifically on the small cap side of things, let's have a look at a few that were moving around today. CODX, Co-Diagnostics, had news yesterday about their testing kit. So this thing was really strong yesterday, a huge run up again, all the way to 1350. Tried a number of times to short this thing in the morning yesterday, ended up not working out too well. So it actually closed near the highs of the day yesterday. 1350 was a definite pivot here, or 1340 I should say, up to about 1350 was a definite pivot in the late afternoon yesterday. So we are opening lower this morning in the pre-market. Did get a bump up to that level right before the open. That gave you an opportunity to kind of control your risk a little bit, put the short on in front of that level going into the open to see what would happen. You had to be really careful with this thing because it was so strong yesterday. I was giving it a very short leash. I didn't want to get run over once again, so I just took this trade off in front of this little consolidation on the way down. And look at this, now we're just kind of chopping around doing nothing. But that second day type of idea on some of these vaccine related names, or outbreak names as we also like to call them, definitely working today on Co-Diagnostics. The other one, yeah, AMC, guys, is a small cap, 230-ish million on the market cap for AMC. So nice consolidation after the gap up. We talked about it in the pre-market. Broke through that 350, gave you a nice washout all the way down to 3. Even the re-entry here ended up working. I mean, it's kind of chopping around doing nothing now, but really nice opportunity both on Co-Diagnostics and AMC Theaters today. Guys, back to you.
All right, yeah, those AMC has been a huge one. We can review that trade. I'm still a little bit in that number right now. Short $3.45. Great little short there. Follow us on Twitter, guys. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and we'll be here for you guys as we continue to be every single day. Thank you for joining us, and bang! There it is again, guys. This time we'll explode some more money. We just take out Apple at that low once again. 281.47. We just took some out. We're short right now. 282.76, guys. So we are now short $1.50 in the money on this Apple. It continues to move to the downside. Let's let's check back on our JPM. Don't know why this one's not moving, so maybe it'll start to get going. It's pegged at this 91.50, and it's a Friday. There's options. I'm wondering if 91.50 may hold just for an option-eligible Friday trade. Not sure about that one. I would love them to peg the options down here at 91. That's sort of where we were at the beginning of the day. I'm holding out for that trade, guys. These futures, I think, can get us to 91. Not sure. There's Apple for the clean out. Look where we just got that out down here, guys. That's the bottom of the day. 281.18 for $1.70. So we cheer that one off. Apple back booming for me. My net through the roof now on Apple, my number one stock by far. We noticed that Apple was relatively weak early on. We took this long. This was actually a great winning trade. This is long, 286. This out up here is 286.95 before a bunch out here in the 40s and 50s. Then we drop the rest. Apple fades out. Short, 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 out. So great little covers there. The only problem for me now, AMC's 30 cents in the money. You guys know that one. The only other position I have on is this JPM, which seems to want to go topside now. Maybe the banks were too beat up. I'm going to drop some of this rate now as it breaks above 75. But it looks like JP Morgan is going to be the problem child for me as it just continues to go upside here, breaking through VWAP. I don't like this anymore. We thought we could get this short. We did cover a little bit here. Obviously, we were waiting for the home run. That didn't come through. JP Morgan not trading the way it was the last couple days. Banks seem to be strong here today, guys.
Yeah, for me, you know what? That Citigroup, man, that Citigroup is taking me for a ride there. 43.52 on the buy side. That's what I've got long. 43 was a stop. Here, let me zoom in on this. We had one bad tick here. That's just tick data that's not accurate. So 43, we never got through. We bounced right off of it now. We're at 43.34. So imagine being long and having to watch it come all the way down to your stop only to turn back around. Well, in this situation, the stop was the right place. So you know what? We're perfectly safe. And that's the whole point. When you guys take trades, you guys got to make sure that your exit points, the stop loss levels, you have them defined and you have them at the right locations, because the last thing you want to do is get out and the thing turns on you. So be accurate, be smart about where you guys are placing your levels. So yes, 43 on the stop. Citi is back in play now. RCL, management update on this trade. Well, this thing's moving. We got the 80 cents on the first half, and now it's it's 98 cents. It was $1 and change in the money, 98 cents. My stop has moved to 35.80 now. So anything above 35.80, I'm out. I'm walking away from this trade. There's enough buying here, especially into this gap, that I don't want to play with. So if we can keep going down, great. I'm starting to see some buying, but I'm not willing to step in completely out of this trade or step out completely out of this trade. So you know what? 35.80. Trailing stop, let that one go. I do want to provide some updates with the futures. Okay, what do we do with the futures here given how we're moving?
Yeah.
Well, we are starting to hesitate. Remember, I said between 35 and 30, if we're going to catch any buying whatsoever from overnight, it's got to happen in this area. Well, you know what? We're starting to catch some buying, but that's the thing. It's only some buying. So I want to see what they've got, how much more they've got. I moved my trailing stop to 28.45. I will not step into any more positions. I will not add to this. I'm not at 55. I was considering it. I didn't get enough to work with, but at 45, I don't care. I am not stepping into any more. This is a matter of just trailing stop, take your profits, walk away, and just find something new to deal with. Now, obviously, if it keeps going down, lovely. I might be able to catch some more shorts on the sell side if we keep going down, but at the moment, we're going to just keep the trailing stop at 45. Remember, the short started at 69. So at 45, that is a 24-point winner. 24-point winner on the index, guys. That is a huge winner. Yes, keep that in mind. If this translates into the spiders, that's like a $2 and change on an index ETF. So that's huge, huge trade there, guys. So that's why you guys want to join us pre-market, right? At 9 o'clock, we're already talking about trades that we may have already taken. And hopefully if you guys joined us that early and not just wait for the open, you guys will be able to jump in some of those trades as well.
Yeah, we're going to wait for 93.02 long here. 93.05 will hit this a little bit more shares here. We reverse to the long side, so we do fail there. Fall in a hole on our JPM short. We did take a little bit of profit, then we get out on this break of VWAP. You guys probably saw that, but now we're stuck long. 92.10 now on JP Morgan long side. So we flip the switch on that one, and we get reloaded on JP Morgan. So now we're reloaded to the long side. You know what? Let's just see what these banks want to do. I I could get flipped around here. If it does break back below 91.75 here, we can zoom this back in. This is where I'm talking about JP Morgan. We are long right now. I'm not going to play this to the bottom of the day again. Doesn't seem like that wants to happen, but if we do get stuck long, which we are, and hurt, we'll get out 91.75. So we'll take about a 50-cent hit if we need to on this one. I'm waiting, man. I'm punching real long here. If we can break above 93 on JPM, down on the day, but up 5.6% still as we go. So that's going to be a big trade for us as well. That's JP Morgan for us right now. AMC, not doing too much. I did want to talk about Uber quickly for us here. The trade that I like on Uber is this break right here, believe it or not, 27.75. We'll see if we can break that. I have some parked orders up here, 28.10s, 28.15, 28.12, something like that, to see if we can't get a short ahead of this number, 28.20. But here comes Uber back down to the downside. Of course, I get out of JP Morgan, and now it's deciding to go down. But we are still long. JP Morgan 92.10. Just took some more shares right there. Guys, my earpiece isn't working, so all I hear is blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's that trade right now. JP Morgan falling down a little bit. We're going to have to get out if it does break below 91.75, guys. Arun, are you still... what were you doing on your futures? Did you get out of that short? Because we are fading right back down now.
No. We're not getting out of that short just yet. So we're sitting on that short. Like I said, we're moving the trailing stop up to 28.45. So that's where the trailing stop is. I'm waiting on that one. And hopefully this thing doesn't get to that stop. Again, keep in mind, when I say levels and stops and things like that, I don't use hard stops on a lot of these positions, right? It's a matter of getting through that level, see how much action I get. Do I get the action that I was hoping to get around that area, or not hoping sometimes? And if that's the case, I'm out, right? If they're selling here, great. If they're buying here, you know what? That level's not going to hold. I'm out of that position. So that's what I'm doing. 45 is the area I'm going to keep an eye on. So for now, we're just going to wait on that one. I do want to update you guys with RCL, right? RCL, here, let me actually pull it up on this chart because I still got a city position that's still just messing around here. RCL, so if I pull up the chart on RCL, while these charts are taking forever to load, but RCL has been doing a whole lot of nothing after kind of breaking down a second time. Well, we're just going sideways now at this point, right? So again, what do I do with this? Nothing. You just got to wait it out. Sometimes it's not a matter of, constantly doing something. You just got to wait for trades to work out. So you know what? While we're waiting, we'll see what Valeria's got on socials.
Hey guys, first of all, big shout out to Neil. He's doing a great job helping you with your questions on the chat. Keep them coming. We'll be helping you. That's why we are here. We are doing all of that for you. And all we need just a little bit of your support with likes and subscriptions. Though we are trying to be even more helpful, and each hour I'm choosing a question and asking directly to traders. Well guys, could we talk a little on tweaks? Back to you.
Oh God, I was looking at a few things there. Was that a question for us?
Yeah. I'll take this one here.
Okay.
It was, what is TVIX, I believe was the question.
Okay, good.
And so TVIX here, let me pull up side-by-side charts here, guys. TVIX is pretty much an index ETF, right? The whole thing with TVIX is if the market gets volatile, the value of TVIX goes up. It's also leveraged twice, so it's 200%. So the moves are double at this point. So anytime you see the market goes down, down, which is volatility, you're going to see TVIX go up. So you'll see at 8:30, the futures moved down. At 8:30, index moved up. As we go into the open, 8:40, it moves down. TVIX goes up. Off the open, we fall down. Right here, that big move down off the open. Well, what does TVIX do? It goes up. And then when we bounced a little bit, TVIX went, these charts are not accurate. What is going on here? Yeah, they are actually. So as we come down, every time you see the index go down, you'll see the VIX go up. The whole thing is it's a volatility relationship because it's more dangerous on the downside. So anytime the market falls, it's got the probability to potentially fall much faster, which causes the volatility factor to go up. So if you want to play volatility and not just necessarily price points and swings, Well, you play with TVIX. And a lot of guys here, they do like to play with TVIX. Sometimes they hedge their positions against it as well. There's a lot of fancy things you can do. It's almost like in an options game, right? You can either buy outright options or you can sell them too if you're trying to make a volatility play. And that's the equivalent, the stock equivalent of the TVIX. Sean, do you have anything to say with that?
No, that's a great look, and I mean, a lot of people do hedge their positions, things like that, against the market with different products, and TVIX is a good one. There's a bunch of different ones. You're going to hear a lot of people talk about just the VIX index. So they're just volatility, right? As the market gives back some of these gains, the volatility moves back and forth and obviously gets elevated on the south side. Brendan?
Another group here giving back gains. Speaking of that, some of the retailers were strong off the bat this morning, but coming in here, look at Michael's still up nicely, 5%, but was a lot higher. 260 up here at the open. We're all the way back to 230 coming into some of these levels from yesterday, guys.
Yeah, buddy, at Brian there. I see I'm going to cheers you right here. Yes, Brian, good call. Uber, bang! Guys, I gave you the, I mean, we could rewind the tape. Where's my rewind button here? There it is, rewind, a little bit of rewinding there. You guys know I talked about Uber. Look at this trade again. Find me a place that's giving these trades away for free here. 278, I told you about this short here. 277, what am I trading, Apple? 27.75, I gave you this trade. Here's the trade right here. These little down arrow ticks. This is me getting Uber short, 27.75. Uber short here, Uber short here. Look at this trade. Bang, down here. This is a 25-cent winner in 3 minutes, guys. So hit the smile there. I hope you guys are enjoying the show. I hope you're liking this price action. I tweeted that out that we liked what we were seeing in the pre-market. Uber giving us some nice little moves to the downside. I hope you guys like the show. Show us some love on the chat. Give some thumbs up if you're enjoying it. This has been a great day. Uber to the downside. We didn't cash any out in the 50s there, coming right to the backside. But Uber, what a great trade. Thanks, Brian, for acknowledging that there on the chat. We are now short Uber, guys, short AMC, and stuck long JPM, but the market just continues to fall down here, guys.
Yeah, you know what? At this point, it's a matter of waiting, right? A lot of the stocks that may have been in play, the entry points have passed already. So, you know what? We're just going to wait this one out and see what Brendan at the desk has to say.
Another one we were looking at in the pre-market this morning, Moderna here, mRNA, back at that pre-market low, right to the number here, 47.25. Just kind of banging its head against that 47.25 from the pre-market, looking like it might want to continue higher, guys.
Yes, there we go. Yeah, thank you guys. Asif, I see you there on AAL. We're cashing out on Uber right now, so that's a big trade. So we punch Uber in the mouth before we look. Bang! Uber again, guys. Taking that out. We get filled at 60. We're short 74 now. The money just keeps piling up right now here for me on Uber. And we'll just hit that. I love this one. This is my favorite graphic as the money just flies down. And see if we can catch some of that. AAL to the downside. No, well, you want 12. So you think 12 is coming to the upside. I'm going to say no on that one. The market is very, very weak here. Do I think we get anywhere back near the highs of the day? Nepa, no way on AAL. Look, any news could come out. This market could rally, and we could get to the top side, so I have no idea. But as it's looking right now, I'm going to be hammering and punching this one on a car crash down through 1150. Sorry to let you know that if anybody's stuck long, but I like this play here. 1150 to the downside on AAL. And again, a lot of the trades that I'm going to make right now are going to be some of these level breaks. The futures are now breaking as well, so I do think that we do have some possibilities to catch lightning in a bottle here if AAL does break down below 1150. My JPM just keeps hovering, man. We're not out of it yet. We're waiting for 91.60 or so, but JPM hovering around a couple hundred shares here. We're going to see what happens on this one, waiting to see if 91.50 breaks, but JP Morgan right now, we're long 92.05, so we're dancing around 10 cents now, but it has been against me 30 or 40, so we're going to check on that one. Uber, look at these cashes, guys. You don't want to hold these things forever. If the market does battle back, we know Uber can run, so watch out for 27.75. This has been a big trade for me. I have 10% of my position left. We're going to hope for that home run. We'll try to hold the shorts down here, but guys, if it does break above, let's just call it. I mean, I don't want to lose anything on any trade. So 27.80, we'll get out of some Uber, but right now we're 8 pennies in the money. And here goes JPM, back up to 92 and change. We'll see if we can't cash some out in the 20s here, but JPM for the win if this market goes.
Yeah, Sean, you know what? And then just an update with the futures. I know there's been some questions about whether what would I do at this point with the futures? Nothing. Would I get into
Attaboy.
short? Would I get some more shorts? No, not right now. I don't like it. So what I'm going to do, keep my stop, 28.45. That's a stop that I was going to use on the trailing side. I am not adding my position, guys. You got to be smart about your entries and your exits, right? I got in, got some out fairly quickly, got a point and a half or so on the first initial exit. Obviously I've got more of my position left, so I'm just waiting to see how much price action develops around this area. Again, 28.35 to 28.30 is an area of interest for me. I've been saying it all morning. So I want to see how much buying happens in this area. Now, if I just start to see some buying, well, then it's time to get out, right? At that point, I have enough confirmation to get out. But if we start to bounce off of it, even though if there's some selling in here, I'm still not comfortable enough to take more here. Yes, my stop is at 28.45, but it's not enough. You got to be right with your location. So you know what? Futures. 28.45, we're just waiting on this one. A couple of things. I know a couple questions in the chat. Somebody wanted us to take a look at SPICE and AMD. Well, SPICE, just a quick initial read on SPICE. When I take a look at the chart, it's a lot of sideways action for me. The easiest level I can see is about 1980. If you guys want to make a shot at that, I honestly right now, I don't know what to do with the stock, so I'm not even going to make a play on this one. And the other one I do want to keep an eye on as well, again, was pointed out in the chat, was AMD, right? Just quickly here, take a look at this one. Not $58 even. $58 even seems to be the price to work with. So every time we bounce, maybe around the 57.50, 57.60, if we catch some buys or some sells around there, I'll take a shot at it. But as we're coming down, there's too much here. I'm going to step out of the way. And in the meantime, Brendan, what do you got to say?
A little one here, CUTR, down 20%. Just checking on this one once again, 1080 was a huge offering, so we did open actually above that. Typically when a share offering is issued, stocks will kind of gravitate towards that price. So seeing that on CUTR down 20% today, 1080 the price there to watch, guys.
Great, thank you Valeria for the water, thank you so much. And pretty soon guys, for sale, tradertv.live water mugs there. We'll get Valeria to sign them and send them over to you. And right now we just have worn down Trader TV mugs, so check out for merch soon. Shout out to my man there, Panther B Squad, if you're still watching. Shout out to you. SpaceX there, this is Virgin Galactic. That's that spice we were talking about there with the rune. Yeah, great little look here, guys. If you short this name, wowzers. When the pedals come off of this name, they sure do come off. This one making moves to the downside. We're still a little more aggressive than the market, up 2% here, but like Arun said, I don't really see much here. If we break back above 1880 on a strong market, then I'll take Virgin long, but for right now, 1880 in change is what I'll be looking at here, and it actually doesn't look horrible on that one, so we'll have a look there. But look what's happening to JP Morgan. I told you this was going to be a decent stock for us if the market started to get going. Now the market's going. I've canceled all of my offers. Let's make all of the money back here. JP Morgan, we initially go short, we get stopped out at this VWAP, then we go reloaded. If I can find it, there it is. We reload a little bit here on JP Morgan and now start heading to the top side. I'm going to show Day Trade the World profits when we get back, but right now to stay on schedule, let's throw it to Brendan over at the big screen.
And we'll have a look at a nice positive board to wrap up the week here for the overall S&P 500. 1.5% at the top. We'll figure out what is leading this market higher today. Front and center consumer discretionary stocks. We mentioned a number of those already today. I want to flip over to this side as well. Banks, financials, really, really strong. All morning long. CFG, CMA, HBAN, and FITB in the actual banking group. There's that key bank we talked about, 8.5% to the upside. Citigroup there, 7.5% to the upside. BAC, I just see 5.8% as well in positive territory. So a lot of this strength is coming from this group today. Diversified financials, even the insurance companies are all in positive territory. Nice to see. Industrial stocks also nicely strong, led by Boeing, 11.5%, guys, for Boeing. A nice day. TDG, TXT, and PH down there, about 7% to the upside for those. If you want to look for some weakness, we got to kind of look carefully here. Communication stocks and some of the staple names, so some of the food delivery names and some of the food makers are in negative territory over there. Overall, though, the rest of the groups, including the energy group, the real estate group, and material stocks are all nicely higher on the day. If you're having a look at energy stocks, HFC and EOG, the leaders, 9 9 and 11% to the upside there. Just wanted to note here in the retailers, some of the retailers nicely strong. GPS, L Brands, BBY, we had JWN as well, all 5+% to the upside, but there are a few over here kind of lagging the overall market. So if some of the retailers do get going to the upside, we could see a much bigger number here. Still 1.5% though, guys, to wrap up the week. Nicely positive. Back over to you.
All right, and yeah, thank you, Brendan. It's nice to get those wrapped up there, just to see some different movements happening. JP Morgan, and shout out to Panther B Squad. Do you like chicken, guys, on the chat? The answer, yes. Okay, it's a chicken dinner winner time here, guys. So there it is. Get your chicken wings ready to rock and roll. We talked about chicken yesterday. Here it comes again today. This is a nice little 70, well, we'll see. It depends on the average prices here, but 50 to 70 cent winner taken on JP Morgan. We just take some out there, 92.44 to the top side there. So nice little win. You guys know that we are long right now, guys. All of the bank stocks, JP Morgan, I talked about BAC. I'm not long BAC, but we did talk about that bouncing up this 2250 level if it can load up. Here's 2250, bounce back upside here. So you get a nice little movement off 2250 there. BAC probably the nicest one on a chart level because you do have these nice clean bottoms here. BAC up 5+% as we keep on going. AMC, I'm just going to get out of this one, man. We're still short 49s. It's at 35. We'll probably take it out there. Just to talk about Uber right now. We won't take an Uber home. We drove in today, but right here, Uber, nice little win. It's one of my number one stocks today. My worst stock, the only losing stock that we have on is this Moderna, and unfortunately, we do get triggered in early on in the pre-market. And if you rewind, I knew right away that we were in a little bit of trouble there. I don't like getting in when we spike up $3 or $2 anyways, and I get the top. But there's what Brendan's talking about. It gets all the way down to 43 and change. Moderna, wow, that would have been a nice little buy there. Now we're going to see if it can crack down below 45.83, and we'll take another short on this name. Moderna coming down fast here. We may get this trade faster than we think. 45.83 short on mRNA. What's up, Brendan? I
mentioned earlier, guys, you got to be careful with this co-diagnostics. Here's why. Just a blast off here through 14. Huge volume coming in as well for CODX above this high now from yesterday. We tried to short early on. I said, got to have a really tight leash on this one because of how strong it was yesterday. And here's why. Nice move, guys, for CODX to the upside.
Okay, we cash out a little bit here on JPM, as we say, arrow up. The future's falling down here, JPM holding up. So you know what that means, guys. It's time to spin the wheel, because if JP Morgan wants to hold up here on this market, coming back down to lows, you know what that means. It's going to be eventually be, and we're going to find it, guys. Where's my hammer? It doesn't matter. We're going to punch JP Morgan in the face at some point here. It's staying upside as the market falls down. We'll get out of some of our stuff now. I mean, we're long at 91.98. So we got a nice little 50-cent winner on board right now. And like I told you, a couple hundred shares, you take that money and run right now. I would love it to get to 93. We talked about loving that long. I think this is a good spot here to build back in. But that futures trade, Arun, coming back to the south side.
Yeah, you know, that futures trade at the moment is at 40 points in the money. That thing's going to do its thing. I already told you guys about the stops. The trades I do want to talk about are the RCL position that I'm managing. That stop has not moved, After the first exit, I said the 38, 35, 80 was going to be the next exit, the trailing stop. That is still the trailing stop. Nothing has changed since that point. So we're just waiting on this one to maybe continue, maybe stop me out. That's perfectly fine. Citigroup, oh boy, financials. Took me for a ride all the way down to my stop, bounced all the way back up. Now it's at 47. I'm long at 52. So it's just messing around with this high. Here's the problem with this kind of movement. Now, if we don't start to move up through here and we start to kind of just tail off, every time we get up into this 43.80 area and start to tail off, that means there's a lot of selling here. That means my price is a horrendous price. So you know what? If we start to tail off and I start to see some selling, I'm actually going to move out of the way. I'll get out. I do want to see how much selling is up there first, though. Potential breakout's going to be gold. But up until that point, I'm going to hold on to this trade. If we get through here and I start to see some selling, I am moving out of the way. That trade is now 6 cents out of the money. That RCL, the remaining position is $1.10 in the money in the futures. Like I said, it's about 40 and change points in the money. So we're just kind of waiting for more trades. Here's the problem at this point in time with all these moves happening so early. These setups, the golden setups, were all pretty early. And if you're not trying to play the scalp game, that's quick scalp game, like maybe Codex or something like that, I'm still reading Codex trying to figure out what I want to do with this, because it did break out that high from yesterday around $14, which kind of makes me think, you know what, maybe there might be a trade here, but I still got to analyze this one, maybe 12.20. But that's a big risk for a $14 stock. So maybe I don't want to step into this one just yet, but I am analyzing through the market, trying to find more and more trades. A lot of them have moved out of the way. I do want to quickly jump into Apple, which is Sean's golden child right now. Got to 280. Hey, got through and actually got through it, and now it's bouncing a little bit. So you know what? That 280 is out of play. So officially, that 280 is no longer in play for me as a trade to play off of, or that level to play off of. So what do I have in terms of levels for Apple for me? 288. That's $8 away. That's not going to work. Or $7 away. That's not going to work for me. So you know what? Again, I will be stepping out of Apple because it's too expensive. So not a big deal. If sometimes you just got to wait, make your trades at the right time, and at that point, you just kind of sit back a little bit, right? That's kind of like the futures trade right now, which is kind of just going. It's 42 points in the money. Sometimes that's what ends up happening. You miss the boat. Hopefully you get the trades before the boat leaves, and at that point you could do nothing and just wait it out.
Yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying Arun's little analysis there. Arun, fantastic. I know your bread and butter is the futures, so that is fantastic, and thanks for that, guys. Hit the like button. We're almost at that 200 right now as we go. But Arun, one thing that's not too expensive for me, you mentioned you didn't like Apple right here, but this guy does, and bang, here's $1 in the money already on Apple. Check out these shorts, guys, as we go. We short Apple here, bang, 280.70. We take the average short, 281 and change. We get out here, 280.50. Apple now 280.30. So yeah, great little short happening. You call it the golden child. I think it is today for sure. Apple, we're hammering this one, guys. Look at the JP Morgan outs. I mean, I got to sort of pat myself on the back a little bit for this one. I told you guys JP Morgan was resisting. We need to get out of that one, and look, we have completely. I have 10 shares now, just holding that for this VWAP. See what's going to happen down here. I'm waiting to get some more longs if we can. 91.75. This kind of resistance levels here on JP Morgan. But wow, I'm really happy. We're actually going to catapult ourselves here. Really glad that we're able to get out of this JPM. We tried the short down here, got busted. Then we go long and able to catch 50, 60 cents on that one. So JP Morgan, thank you for that. And here goes Apple back to the downside again. Guys, we're just running these things. We'll see if we get Apple out 280.25, then again at 280 and change. Miss V, what you have?
Hey Sean, you're absolutely right. We're almost at 200 likes. Guys, we can do that. Please hit the thumbs up if you didn't do that yet, and subscribe for our channel. And someone on the chat asked, like, why don't you guys go for the whole trading day until 4 p.m. Eastern time? Well, maybe soon we'll do that if we have more followers. So share the link with your friends. And also, guys, our show over at 12 p.m. Eastern time. So follow Neil, Brandon, and Sean on Twitter. They still trading and post a lot of important stuff. I'll be back with you. Back to Brandon.
All right, guys, yeah, another one moving here. Neil just mentioning this one, Shake Shack getting hammered on earnings, saying they're worried about their credit facility, worried about continuing operations because of the lockdown and coronavirus effects here. Just noticing this 45 was a little bit of support at the open, got flushed, in the pre-market there, got flushed out of that. We're already as well below yesterday's low, came back, tested 42 there, but big move down for Shake Shack today, guys.
Shack, yeah, get a little shake over there. Let's go have a look. S-H-A-K, burgers. And again, you know what? A lot of these names are going to get hammered, guys. I mean, it is what it is. No one's able to use their services. I mean, I know at least in Toronto here, Uber Eats, Skip the Dishes are all free. You could still order from these places. But yeah, Shake Shack, wow, yeah, nice little move there. 40.50, maybe a nice little short. You can short it today. It definitely wasn't down 10% yesterday, so you don't have any SSR problems, but a nice little move down, yeah. Look at this. You break through the VWAP, then you hover around it before getting that ultimate move to the downside. So a nice little move there. We did not reload up on JP Morgan. It got low, man. It got into the 80s, but we were unable to load up here, 91.75. We did cash out of most of our Apple down there, so that's a nice one. We're still short 280.80 on this futures move back to the upside here. Apple, AMC short, JP Morgan long. So right now this is a 43-cent winner on JP Morgan. We're still looking to get hella long if we break through 93, but that may not happen here today. We're going to wait on that one. But it's been a super busy day for us. We have to check back. You know what? Yeah, let's check back on Gilead now. This was the stock that everyone was talking about. I do see on the chat, though, that we are range bound now on GILD. So what is this? 83.50 to the top side there. So if we can break through, hey, you know what? I like 83.50. If we break through 83.50, let's go northbound on that name, or 81.80 to the downside. Those are my thoughts right now on Gilead. Let's see if it breaks through 83.50. It may do that during our next segment, which is Money Talks with Brendan. Let's go.
Hey guys, yeah, almost 11 o'clock. Let's have a look at some currency pairs that we follow throughout the trading session here. Interesting moves if you're looking at the Aussie or you're looking at the New Zealand dollar. We'll start down here today. The New Zealand dollar having a nice uptick, almost a full percent to the upside today. We were talking about this thing struggling between 58 and 60 cents versus the US dollar all week long. So we're back above 60 cents here. We've been spending all week long kind of in this choppy little range. So back above 60 cents. China with some really, really bad economic data out overnight, including retail sales that hit an all-time low last month in March. So both the Australian dollar and the New Zealand dollar, their economies obviously heavily tied to the Chinese economy. So getting a little bit of bump on that. Cryptocurrency is not really doing a lot. We did test lower earlier on Bitcoin, but back above 7,000 again, still down 0.5%. Japanese yen is lower. Swiss franc is lower. Obviously when you see any kind of uptick in the overall equity markets, some of the typical volatility plays in the currency markets tend to get sold. So both of those to the downside. Our Canadian dollar 71 cents today, having a good day as well, up about 0.3% here. And the euro higher as well, 108 now, up about 0.5% on the session. Back over to you guys.
You know what? I got something to say about Shake Shack. I know there's a lot of obviously interest here in Shake Shack. Yeah, it's sliding, but here's my concern with Shake Shack. So if you pull up my chart here, yes, we took that 41 level. I got 42 as a resistance level. Here's what happens when I look back underneath 41. Here, let me zoom this out. We go back to about April the 6th. April 6th seems to be the day that there's been a ton of volume happening. There's a ton of action from 41 all the way down to 40, which makes me concerned for that 41 breakout short. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 42 as my level. Yep. If we bounce off the 41 and provide selling in front of 42, I'll take the short. But if we're looking for a breakout, I'm going to take the 40 break and put 42 as my stop. So in between 41 and 40, I am not willing to make a trade. In between 41 and 42, I'll potentially take a shot at the short. Above 42, I'll take a long at 42 with a 40 stop. And below 40, I'll take the 40 short with the 42 stop. So right now, yes, Shake Shack's moving. For me, though, from personally, and especially the way I trade, I'm going to stay out of this one because there might be some buying down here that may still need to be dealt with before we try to slide a little bit. Sean, do you have anything to say about Shake Shack there?
No, you know, I've actually never even had a Shake Shack burger, so I don't know. Is there one in Toronto that you know of, Arun?
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either. We'll see about that one. Shout out to our U.S. friends there. Put in the chat if Shake Shack is a hot thing or not. I know it was one of those. Wow, JP Morgan to the upside here. Bang. That one's moving around for us very nicely. We're averaging into our Apple trade. Okay, at Day Trade the World, that's who we trade with, guys. And we post every single day our top traders, how they're doing, what's going on. Of course, when we say top traders today, that is yesterday. So these are yesterday's numbers. And you know what? To be honest with you, these are impressive numbers, but they're actually a little lighter than we're used to. The way this market's been moving, we've been having some big days here across the company. But okay, New York, so that's the NYSE trading. Those of you that are trading New York know how good that's been lately. NYSE American comes in second at 16,000. Shout out to Scott Bradley from the LSE. We had him on yesterday or 2 days ago. $14,000 made. All these numbers here are US dollars, so you can see we have access on this current platform, P-Pro 8, to over 63 markets worldwide, including all over Asia. Our company trades 24 hours a day, so if you're into that stuff, guys, hit it up, daytradetheworld.com. Stockholm, Amsterdam, NASDAQ is here. Our friends here in Canada, of course, the TSX being made a nice, cool little $4,000. Like I said, it's kind of funny. It's not a huge profitable day here here. Lisbon, CSE, Smooth 2000, that's nice. BOVESPA, if anybody knows where BOVESPA is traded, put that in the chat as well. Shout out to them over there in, well, I'm not going to say where. BOVESPA, put that in there. And look at this, guys. We often get questions about Asian markets, and here we go here. Helsinki, Japan, Hong Kong, traded as well, 1400 and 1300. It just goes on. Milan, Russia, the Russian markets we have access to. Shout out to MOEX there as well. So some profitable trading happening across the board here at Day Trade the World, guys.
Yeah, you know what, Sean? An update.
Missed my Apple.
An update with some of the positions that I've got here. RCL, that one that I've been holding on to for pretty much since 9:30 off the open at 36.50 break. Well, we're getting to that point where this trade might be triggered out soon. Again, the stop is still 35.80. The other one, the update that on the stock that I have been waiting for, finally, Citigroup, that 43.52 long that took me for a ride. Well, that thing's finally up 30 cents, breaking highs. I get to now move my stop up 10 cents in the money. So 43.60 is now, or 8 cents in the money, 43.60. So I'm walking away with this trade in the money, even if I get triggered on the trailing stop. At this point, it's all profit, right? It's a matter of making sure you have your right entries, your right stops, and once it goes and you move your trailing stop, if you can, move your trailing stop if it makes sense. At this point, it makes sense to move the stop up to 43.60 because, like I said, if they start to find some selling in this 80 area, I do not want to be a part of this anymore. So 43.60 is a stop on this. I'll walk away with 8 cents in the money. An update on the futures. What do we do with the futures here? Well, let me pull up the futures chart. There seems to be some buying below 50 or 28.30 at this point, right? So what do? Well, 45 is still the stop. If I start to see some more buying, it's time to take profit. There's no entries on the short side. So at the moment, we're just going to wait this one out. And in the meantime, Brendan, what do you got?
We're talking about that little medical equipment maker earlier, SGRY, just made a new high again. So we were mentioning it on this pullback over here to 840, 850. Nice push here. Look at the volume that came in as well as we broke $9. So I was saying was kind of banging its head against $9 on this initial push. But nice look here for SGRY, guys.
Okay, we took Apple down. We'll have a look at that one in a minute. We did average into this Apple short. I actually missed my out up here doing that review of the profits, which is fine. But we did average back in here 282. Just noticing the futures pulling back down a little bit here. So we do take Apple and we take it out there for a flat trade. We still have Apple on board. 281.60 is our short now. So that needs to come back down. If the futures pull, I think we can take that winner out. JP Morgan, look at this one, guys. We sit there at 92.65 and bang it off right there. That's a 70-cent winner to the top side. So home runs everywhere there on JP Morgan today. We actually make back what we lost. So we're good on you now, JP Morgan. We did short here 91.50 before getting out on this VWAP, back out. That was about a 40-50 cent hit. So then we make it back to the top side now. JP Morgan making us pay for that. But here we come back down to the downside here. Apple, look, if these futures fail, I know Arun was just talking all about them. A nice little 10-handle move back up. We noticed that. We take Apple to the short side and now rewarded here as we're trying to get back into the money. 281.60 is our current short on Apple. It's 11 o'clock. Thanks for joining us today, guys. Smash that like, smash that subscribe. Join us everywhere. Trader TV Sean, Trader TV Neil, Trader TV Live, and Brendan all on Twitter as well. So, find us, join us, follow us. We're posting some pretty interesting stuff. Before we go to European update, one quick little note here. ATVI, Activision Blizzard, this has led a lot of the charge to the upside here. I don't have to tell you guys that. I'll show up the daily chart in a second, but I did want to talk about this bottom here. 65.25, smash city if we break that to the downside. Here's ATVI, big time move back up. All the, I'm watching TV, NBA players playing online, everybody playing online right now. So Activision Blizzard coming to the upside, Call of Duty, a few names there. I'm not super familiar with the gaming space, but obviously they're on the move upside here. Activision Blizzard, if the market pulls back down, this name's already down 3.75%. Look for it to take out the bottom here at Activision as Apple just stopped us out. Let's go over to the screen here for European update with Valeria.
Hey guys, welcome to the European update. Well, Europe today is in a very positive territory. If you're trading Europe, share on the chat how's it going. Well, Britain is up 2.31%. Germany is up 2.5%. France is up 2.89%. Spain is up 1.39%, and Russia is up 0.82%. Some quick news from Europe. Denmark this week started reopening schools for young children, and starting from Monday, it also plans to reopen beauty salons, tattoo salons, and hairdressers. Vladimir Putin postponed a World War II victory parade in Moscow due to coronavirus outbreak. German health officials say that the coronavirus outbreak is under control, with infections rate in country dropping 0.7. That's all for now. I'll keep you updated. Back to guys.
Okay, guys, we're right near close to JP Morgan here. There it is, we just popped in. JP Morgan, we take the long now, 93. Okay, the futures are now nicely above this little level that we are looking at here. So I'm not super nervous. I would love for the futures to get back here, 28.38. I mean, if that's possible, you do see a little bottom here of 28.38. We break that, then we break it again, and we come up here and touch it. So we still need work to go here. JP Morgan, hella long, so let's see what happens here. Breaking through 93, we're long 93.02. This could be a day maker if this one wants to go. So here we go, JP Morgan up 6.5%. See if we can't get some more love here. But again, if the futures fail, then this probably will on its face as well. But JP Morgan, let's see if we can't get this going. We're really long, so if we have to drop down to 92.50 and change, we may have to get out. But here we go, JP Morgan to the upside. Let's see about where we can see this one going. The high is 93. We know that. We broke that. If we go back to yesterday, a few other days, this is the kind of stuff we're talking about, 88, 89. It's been a very dangerous move down here for JP Morgan. So they do have a lot of legwork to catch back to the top side. Let's check out a quick daily chart. It's going to look like a mess because I have my executions on here for some reason. So this is, again, if you're trading on the Prosper Pro platform, it's great because it comes with these charts, right? So the charts chart everything. So we have a great opportunity, daily charts, stochastics, whatever you want, simple moving averages, RSI indicators, like we just talked about stochastics, volume, whatever. But here we go, JP Morgan. Can we get to 96? I believe we can, but we need to break through first 90. What is this high here? 94.25. That would be great if we can get to that level. But right now, I'm just worried about holding this 93, Arun. Be great if we can get going here. Not sure though. The future's really not doing too much. We've hovered around these levels all morning, so it'll be a tough one to get through this, I feel.
Yeah, you know what? The futures, the thing with the futures right now, they're messing around in an area that I don't like. So I'm actually looking to get out of my position on the futures here. I'm going to look to get out in between 33 and 32. I want to see how much action gets there. If there's a little bit of even a little bit of buying, I'm out. At this point, I'm very uncomfortable holding on to this position because this is the area that I was roughly looking at, right? I was looking at 35 to 30, and then we got below and then came right back above. No, there's a problem there. For me, this is not worth the risk at this point. Give up another 10 points on this trade just to hope that it keeps going down. So no, the answer is no. I'm actually waiting to get out of this one right between 33 and 32. So we'll see how this one plays out, but I will be out very quickly. And a quick update with Citi. Citi just is inching higher and higher, which I'm perfectly okay with. So you know what? At this point, we're just kind of waiting on Citi, and we'll see what happens with this one. That's the only long that I have left. RCL is still messing around. This is my RCL chart. This is just going sideways, so not a whole lot going on here either. So it's a waiting game. Futures has been taken out, profitable. That was 46 points, no, 36 points in the money. So that's a great trade for me. That took me about, a few hours, actually 3 hours almost. So sometimes they take long, right? And sometimes it's a waiting game, right? So we'll just play this one out. In the meantime, we'll go to Brendan and see what he's got to say.
A little one with Chinese ties here. China Recycling, CREG, still up 10.6%. Had a monster volume spike earlier on, just about 10.20 this morning. We've come off since those highs. $3 here could be interesting, was the high yesterday, but this thing all over the place today. No real significant news that I see, but CREG, worth watching, guys.
CREG, okay, CREG, I guess, CREG, I've never even heard of this stock. Let's go check it out right here. Oh, that's why, it's a $2.75 name. Look, if you guys are gonna trade this stock, that's why I'm bringing it up for you, just to have a quick look here. Look at the spread. So it's only a $2 stock, but you have about a 10-cent spread with very limited liquidity. So if this goes against you guys, you're gonna be in hella trouble. So watch out here if you are trading CREG. I don't know where I really like it. I mean, 270 bottom there, but the one thing I do like is, hello, JP Morgan. So we're going to hit the cowbell again. Wake up, guys. We're taking JP Morgan for a ride here, hopefully long side. No, well, not hopefully. It is going long right now. 93.01, we're long. No, 93.02. We just took some out 20s there. Like I said, we got a few shares. So we're hoping that we can get up to 93.50 on this futures move up. I'm glad Arun's out of that trade now, so I can cheer for the long because I knew, I don't want both of us to be one winner, one loser, but that does happen, and that's why it's great to have Arun on board and Neil, guys. We trade a lot of us trade differently. Neil, a lot of the smaller cap names, waiting for a little bit quicker moves. I like to scalp in and out some of these big cap names, and you see Arun there, a 3-hour futures trade. So congratulations to Arun on that one, taking, I think you said 36, 37 points. That's fantastic on the S&P 500. Was it the NASDAQ or S&P, sorry?
That was the S&P 500. That was 36 points on the S&P 500. For all you guys that like to do math, that's $50 a contract per point, right? So do the math on your own, right? So they are big trades, and those kind of trades, they do take time. They're not going to be quick scalps, and sometimes it's a matter of waiting, right? Having the patience to do it, right? And the other thing too, I do want to kind of reiterate the patience thing with Citigroup. This entry was at 10 o'clock. That's an hour ago, and this just went sideways, but the technical read was still there. So just because it's going sideways, it doesn't mean I'm getting out because I'm getting bored with the trade. I will move on to other things. I know where my risk is. I've already set my risk. It's defined. So I'm going to let the trade work out. And then at that point, you just let it go. And hey, look, now Citigroup is 65 cents in the money.
Yep, good
right?
one.
So we're going to wait on this one. Brendan, do you have anything?
Another one, guys. We talked about this one earlier in the week a couple times. THMO starting to pick up here a little bit. Volume's very light, but 7 even here just in front of us was a bit of an area yesterday afternoon. This thing had a huge run up in the pre-market yesterday, kind of faded off from that, but starting to see some buying coming back into THMO, guys.
Okay, I'm covering this AMC here, guys. I've been holding this one all day. We're just going to get out here. It bounced off 22, 23. I got a bid here at 24, so let's see if we can't get out 24, 25. I might just punch this thing out now. It's just bothering me. We're short. We're in the money 23 cents on AMC, but it's not that many shares. AMC's been a huge trade for me today. We did short 345. It is my number one stock now because we did lose a little bit on that Apple trade. We're hoping that JP Morgan can go and that can turn number one. But AMC right now to the downside. We're going to see if we can't get filled out here at 24. Cash that in. If we get filled at 24, it'll be exactly a 25-cent winner. So we're sitting here on the bid. You're seeing some gateways go off. It needs to blow through if we're going to get this shares sitting here on NASDAQ with those 300 shares. We'll see if we can't get out right now, capture the profit off that long, or off that short, sorry, 345. So that's a decent trade in. Hello, thank you so much. Up in smoke goes, well, I mean, we say up in smoke, but the trade's a winner here. JP Morgan, look at that, out 41s here. Very similar to you, Arun. We have these banks long now. I told you we've taken hella long, $93. I mean, again, guys, thank you for smashing that like button. We have the super chat also there. I hope you guys took these trades. I've given you so many clean trades here, guys, today. So many clean trades here on that JP Morgan going to the upside now. I can't, yeah, you gotta stop talking so much in my ear there. That's a bunch of jarbled stuff, but JP Morgan 93.40 long side. We just cashed that out, 43-cent winner. Hallelujah on that one. Now we wait to see if it breaks through 93.50, guys. But that's the trade I have on right now. The banks are rocking and rolling. Apple is rocking and rolling. AMC, we're trying to wait. Maybe I got a little too greedy. Let's just maybe punch this thing out if it gets above 330. We are ready at some point with Valeria, so when we get the thumbs up, we'll throw it over there. Ready for Valeria. What's up, Valeria?
Hey guys, do you know what I noticed? That each hour we get 100 likes. So our show from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., 3 hours, and this is the hour when we need to reach another 100. If we get 300 likes, it's absolutely record for us. Please guys, support us with likes and subscription. Also, we have a super chat feature in case you wanna get a little bit more creative and show us support like that. That's all for now. Back to traders.
All right, just an update with my Citigroup position. You know what? I've taken some profit on this one. I'm starting to see some selling, not a whole lot, but I do want to take some profit. So at that point, 65 cents in the money. We waited for this break. Again, this trailing stop. So this was the entry here, 52, came down, whatever, and bounced back up. Now I've taken some profit here around 17, 18, 19. So we're going to take some profit, 65 cents up there. Trailing stop is still at 60, so the remaining half is still going to make me 8 cents, right? And the first half is making me 65. So that's the way I like to trade. We're going to let this one ride out. Yes, the futures, let's see what we did. I got out. I knew. I mean, like there's a very real possibility that this thing turns back and goes, but it's not worth the risk for me. Because yes, 45 is up there, but 45 is an area that is of a concern because I don't know how to exactly read it. It's just a matter of management, so I'll leave the stop there. But at this point, I got out because I saw enough buying in an area that I was uncomfortable with. And if it keeps going down, great. I'll find another trade and I'll sit on it for another 3 hours if I need to later on. But for the current situation, I do not like what's happening in this area. And it just might be one of those things where, yeah, you get out, it goes up a little bit and then turns around and continues. And that's okay too, you know? At the end of the day, it's a matter of, are you making the right decision to make some money on this trade, right? And the answer in this situation for me is I'm perfectly okay with this if this thing keeps going. An update with RCL. RCL, the stop is still 80. This thing is now creeping up higher and higher and getting closer and closer to that stop. Well, if it gets out, what do I make on RCL? It's about 60 cents. So that's fine too, right? It's perfectly okay. Again, the proper stop on this trade for me, the way I see it at least, is roughly that 80 levels. So for me, walking away from $1 and change, walking into maybe 60 cents, that's perfectly fine if the trade is managed properly. So at the end of the day, that's what you guys got to do, right? Manage those trades properly and make those entries count. And Brendan, do you have anything else to help us out?
Bloomin' Brands, a nice look here, kind of fading off from $9 even. They got a price target cut this morning. They did update their March orders. This is another name in the food delivery service game. So Bloomin' Brands back to the downside, just failed at 9 even here, but long way to go if it wants to continue all the way down to 8.30. And then this low over here was 8 even for BLMN, guys.
Okay, we did get into our Activision. Good note there, and guys, and thanks to Brendan again, always coming with the hot fire there. So follow those trades and some of those stocks for sure. If you're looking to hit some of those home runs, you know, some of these stocks are just nuts. Okay, Activision Blizzard there. Unfortunately, we didn't get out of enough. We got out of a third of our position. Here's the ATVI break of 65.20. We talked about that one. The low of the day though was 65.27, so I got short 21s. That's not a great price. We did cash out though 16s, 17s, 15s, 12s. So we get a third out there for about 10 pennies, a little bit more. And now we're coming back to the upside. Watch out for these kind of breaks up here. 65, 65. I'm going to look to average in to Activision Blizzard and then get out if it does pop up higher. So we'll get a few more shares in this range here if we can. Maybe it might be too late. Maybe we should put some more on right now of Activision Blizzard. Nothing wrong with averaging in right now, so there we go. We'll take, oh, I missed it. I thought I punched 35s there. Activision Blizzard now, there we go. We get 30s, sorry. We are now short this name again. So we average in. I like Activision. We talked about that one. It's on its lows. It's down 4%. The market's still high. This market wants to fall down. I think we can capture a decent winner on Activision Blizzard to the short side. My average price now, though, 65.24. So it's fine. It's not out of the money at all. We did get out of some of our JP Morgan. Again, the futures failed there. This is the kind of levels that we're talking about. When we talk about going real long JP Morgan and holding out, you need to have indicators for your trades. If the market is your indicator here, which it is, I can't hold if we're going to keep failing at these levels. 28.40 here, 28.40 fail right there. I know Arun's done a great job of analyzing the S&P 500. I'm just not going to hold some of these trades if we keep on failing at those levels, because if we're failing there, it leads me to believe that the next side is down. So we're going to wait on JP Morgan. We still have a decent amount of shares here, don't get me wrong, but we are going to wait to see if it does pop up. If we have cashed out of a little bit this in the 20s and 30s and whatnot. Oh man, I'm exhausted today. It's been a big day. Thanks, Robert, there. First beer on you. Thank you so much. We'll hit the swish swish and then again a little bit of fireworks for that. Thank you, Robert. Good follow on Twitter as well. Me and you going back and forth a couple times there. Thank you for that little tip on the super chat. JP Morgan still going to the top side here. We're still long 93.02, guys. So JP Morgan still going going up. I'm going to put another order here, 93.38. See if we can't get out. Our Activision, come on Activision, this guy's got you. So let's see now. We're now in the money on our trade. Activision Blizzard coming back to the downside. We're reloaded on this one. So let's go. Come on Activision. Big one here. Let's keep going to the downside.
Yeah, you know what, Citigroup, oh boy, Citigroup. So I got some out, it came back a little bit, and now it's reloaded, as Sean said, right? He's in one financial, I'm in the other, and they both are going the same direction. We both made calls in the same direction on different stocks at different times, but you know what, at the end of the day, that's all that matters, right? So we are both making money on these financials right now, Citigroup and JP Morgan on his side. RCL, that one got triggered. I'm out of that one, so I did walk away with 60 cents on that one. So 65, I think, on the first and 60 on the second. That's perfectly fine with me. Walk away from that trade. What do I got left? Citigroup's the only long that I've got left. I'm out of the futures position too, right? See, futures is moving down. Let's see what I can do with this. When I pull these charts up, let's see what we can do with this for, I guess, for the rest, not the rest of the day, but at least coming up as I get these charts going here. All right, what do we do here? Well, there's some buying here in the area that makes me uncomfortable. Then we caught some selling up here. Yes, I could have left the stop at 45. I'm not okay with that though. I'm okay. I want to see what happens. If we get through these lows and we start to bounce back again, you know what? I'm okay with going long again, going long in this market. Yes, it looks trendy. Yes, there can be a lot said to why not wait for the trend to break and things like that. But that's not how I play my game. I want to see how much buying we got below these lows. If we find some selling, then I'll wait it out. But if we catch a lot of buying, you know what? I'm going to be long. And Brendan, you got anything for us?
Another one, a cable operator here from the U.S. Wide Open West. Yeah, wow, in New York, up 20% on the day. Just blew off 550 there on a decent volume spike. A little bit thinly traded, but WOW off to the races today. 20% move, guys.
I'm just tweeting out this Activision Blizzard chart here because I don't know if it's going to work or not, but it's structured out real well here. We're getting some out now, more to the downside. Come on, ATVI. Look at this. We reloaded, like we always say here, 65.23. That's my first out, or that's my first in, now out. All these purple little notes here, guys, these are all short sells. So we'll throw up a little graphic here. If you're trying to follow us along, what does a short sell mean? That means we borrow the shares from our broker, right? We trade with Day Trade the World, so big connections here. We have a lot of shorting opportunities with a lot of these names. So then we short the stock, we borrow it, we sell it to the market at whatever these prices are in an attempt to buy back later. I see some questions about who we work for, what's going on. It's Day Trade the World. It's a prop firm. We need to be flat at the end of every single day. So this is why I don't talk about longer term time frames. The longest we can hold it for is the 7 or 8 hours that the market's open. So you do not have that opportunity to say, hey, I like Activision, I'm going to play this as a swing trade or anything like that. So we hold it for the day. And this is why I like Activision. We just keep making lower highs here as we keep going on. You know, we test here, then test again here, then we test again at 40. So let's see if we can't bust it down lower. What I'm noticing is right now, there's been some huge resistance at 65, 11, 12, 13. So if we can break lower, there we go, perfect. Okay, now we're trying to break lower. So let's get going here, guys. We're trying to break this out. We know pigs get slaughtered, but I'm sitting on the bid now, hoping to get out of this one. These are 12, 13, 14, 15 penny winners, which I'll take on Activision. It's just kind of hovering around here. Let's see if we can't get to the downside. Takes them out at 12. My next bids here, guys, are at 05. We'll see if we can't get filled there. Our last bid was filled at 13. So Activision Blizzard, a nice little trade here. JP Morgan, look at this out, guys, on that rally back up to 35. That's another 30-cent winner. So explode some money here, guys. Big time trade happening. We do have our guest of the day coming up at 11:40. Check it all out. Twitter. We're going to be talking about some new, I don't want to say the word drugs, it's medicine. So we're going to wait for that to come through here at 11:40, guys.
Yeah, you know what, Activision, you keep talking about it. You make so much noise over there about Activision. It makes me think, what can I do with this? Well, levels that I'm looking at now, well, 66.75, which is the high, intraday high around 10 o'clock this morning. So I'm going to put that as my level. Downside, what can I look for levels to the downside? Maybe play a break off of. Well, you know what? As we get through the 64.75, 64.50, I think we got a shot. Up until that point, yes, 65 break, it seems obvious, but I'm seeing a little bit of selling going back to the 15th. So maybe I want to stay away from that area. But below that, 64.50, I'm okay with a shorting 64.50 if we can get enough of a setup there. And from there, the downside is about 64. You know, you got to be tight with your risk on that one. It's 50 cents to the downside before you hit your next level. So be smart about that one. Futures, what do we do with the futures? I just want to go back to the futures here real quick. As we start moving back down. So yes, I got out. What do we do now? Like I said, right, if it goes back down and kind of does its little thing and comes back up, there's a real shot. But at the moment, nothing. You just wait this one out, wait for some more information. And there's been some chat in the chat about TRNX. What do you do? Well, this thing has gone parabolic. I don't know how to read this at this point, right? You just go straight up. The way I like to play is I like to see where the buying and selling is coming from, and I like to stack them in the areas, and then I work off of those areas. At this point, once it crossed pretty much 36, which happened around 1020, 1025, if you weren't getting in around 36 to 38, at this point, it's gone 10 cents, which is a huge move. It's 20% just from that price, right? 20% from that price on. It's up 113%, you see in the top left corner here on the day. So at this point, it's gone parabolic. At this point, parabolic trades are very dangerous and it's hard to trade. So we're going to sit this one out, and hopefully Brendan can help us with some more stocks here.
Yeah, on that one, Arun, Taronis here, TRNX, looks like they got temporary NASDAQ relief so they can stay listed on the exchange for the time being. Going to keep reading into this one, but there is definitely a little bit of news on that TRNX, guys.
So there's Activision Blizzard. We put it on our chat there. It's a good one, so we'll hit the air horn here. We just took some out at 65.01 on this one. Look at this, bang, 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 all the way down. Follow us on Twitter. I tweeted out the charts if you want to see some of the developments of how this chart played out and what it looked like there. Breaking this bottom of the day here. We take it. We get a bad fill, 65.20. That's okay. I mean, realistically, we should have got 27s or 26s. Not sure how we got so bad there, but 65.20. We noticed this a little fugazi move back up. We shorted again, 65.30. Now we run this down to 64 and change down to the downside. So 64.90.07 was the low. We're going to break it. There it goes. Hells to the yeah. Swish, swish there. Breaking through 65. We're getting some resistance here, but the more we keep pounding this, the more hopefully we'll look at breaking. So a nice little breakdown here of Activision Blizzard. I hope you guys have this trade for us. Great little move to the downside here on ATVI. Our JP Morgan, we realize this is a problem, so we're out 92.87 there. We have small position on this one, so we'll work this one on the way down. But yeah, JP Morgan fading back through. I don't have any levels to go short here. I don't really like the short on JP Morgan. It's been a hard one today. Too much gambling for me on JP Morgan. I'd much rather like these well-structured trades like an Activision Blizzard. Brendan, what you got?
NNBR, huge volume spike we mentioned earlier. Just broke the top there, 290. Watch $3 above us here. NNBR, NN Inc. having a good day as well, guys.
Okay, here comes JP Morgan all the way to the backside, so we'll dump some off there and then basically get flat now on JPM. There we go, we are now flat on JPM. So nice little trade there. We'll catapult ourselves. You guys can see this long 93. We talked about going hella long, we did. We got most of them out here. These are all profit, 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 profit. Everywhere is a profit. This last one's a get flat, and then we took a small little hit on 10% there. That's 11-cent hit on that last 10% there, but we have 50-cent winners, so that's a congratulations there. Anybody long 93, hopefully JPM, maybe you're still long. The future's now battling backside. We do like that. I took some off here, 64.9, 64, 65 even here on Activision Blizzard, but this is a great trade. This is one of the trades that I'm really the most happy with, because we noticed that it was relatively weak. We know why it's weak. A lot of people rotating out of these strong stocks. You're going to see another stock here. I just wish Walmart was moving a little bit more and we could hit it, but Walmart right here making a move back. It's still weak on the day, but it does break through that VWAP, 130.60. This is a possible long spot here for Walmart actually on this move back up. I was sort of thinking we were under 130, but no, we take a nice little bang, bang, move up here on Walmart. Maybe there's news, I'm not sure, but we still are down 1.2% on Walmart. We'll see if we break 131. That could be a trade.
Yeah, you know what? Walmart was one of those trades. It's been a great trade for a while now with the amount of movement that Walmart brings onto the table, especially given the kind of companies, especially at these times of the situation that's happening outside, right? Well, with the virus and all those things, right? Let's go technical. What do we do with Walmart technically, right? You see this, I'm zooming this chart out. You see the consolidation for a few days from the 14th through the 16th. through this 130 area, it's no surprise that it bounced off this 130 area. That area is huge. It's not even just 130. It's 130 working down to 128. So if you're going to play a long term, a lot of you guys like to ask about long term. Yeah, we do prop, but we still have some ideas in long terms, right? 130. Why not try to play off of this action right in front? That's how we play the short game as well. Sean loves to play off of these kind of areas as well. So do I, right? So playing off of these kind of areas is something that can be done short term and long term to the upside. Let me zoom in real quick on Walmart to the upside. You see all this selling up here and the gap from yesterday? That's a dangerous area. So I'm just going to put the stop pretty much at the top here, which is a high, 133, which is a high from yesterday, roughly near the high. I'll push it all the way up to 133. I know it wasn't exactly 133, but it was at 90 something, 132.90 and change. I'm going to move it up to 133 on the top end. On the bottom end, like I said, Walmart, oh boy, there's a ton of action here. So this might be something I want to keep an eye on as we move into this area, because this provides a lot of intraday opportunities, even though we're going to use a multi-day look on this. So 120, 128 on the 130 is where we're bouncing off of. 128 is the area that I'm going to keep an eye on as the bottom end. 133 on the top end. Futures, yeah, it's still going. We're not going to look at that chart because there's nothing to do on that one just yet. Citigroup, let's just an update on Citigroup here. Yeah, it bounced. You saw that first exit. I got out. I saw a little bit of selling. Wasn't a whole lot. It was enough to make me take profit there, but it wasn't a whole lot to get me out of the entire position. So you know what? We're going to take that profit. We're going to let the rest of it ride. If it comes back down through the 60s, we'll walk away from the trade at that point. This trade is done. Sean, how's your JPM? What did you do with your JPM as we get through here?
Yeah, I got out of that one. So
okay.
JP Morgan, a good look there. We just talked about that a little bit. We did get out at 93, so we're out of JPM clean. So that's gone. But we have a 40-cent winner right here. I mean, we're flossing it off on ATVI. I tweeted this chart out as well. 94.90 right here, and still moving down. Our best out is 64.94 there. That's a 40-cent winner. We're now making the moves down to the downside. We also take finally, and again, I apologize for all these wicks, guys, but my short position right now in Softy is 176.82. So we're down in the money now. 20 plus pennies on Microsoft. We initially went short at the beginning of the day at 177.50. We got stopped out at 178 there, but now we take this move to the downside. Microsoft, noticing that it's been fading off here. Pretty weak stock. I apologize for these charts. I'll try to clean them up as we go to break, but right now Activision makes a move back above 65 here a little bit. Wow, big move up on Activision. Maybe a good time to short this one. Not sure why it just ticked up there. Good thing I have less than half the position left. We take a beautiful out there 40-cent winner. Now it pops back up. I think this is a good spot to short for no apparent reason here on ATVI. Not sure why that popped back up, guys. Brendan, what you got?
Another one moving to the downside here, 7% for APT. This is the medical mask maker, Alpha Pro Tech, moving to the downside. As we mentioned, 1340 was a bit of a level earlier on this morning, just trying to get through that right now. Below that, 13 is the next level for APT. So another one looking a little bit weak, guys.
Oh, you silly ATVI. You come all the way back up only to get hammered. Explode the money again, guys. ATVI, we take that short, 65.11. Why did you go up there, ATVI? Why did you just do that? Hit the air horn. That's a fail for ATVI. We hit that. Look at this. Short right here again. And look at the cashes. 99, 95 there. I mean, I just made 20 pennies, 15 pennies there in a matter of 30 seconds. I said, why did ATVI just rip back up there? We hammer it, we get that short, and bingo, bango, bongo, back into the money on that one. Microsoft now a 40-cent winner. We hit the perfect. We hit the cheers on this one. This may be a good spot to get out. Futures now ripping back up. Microsoft 40 pennies in the money. ATVI just good 20 pennies in the money. Wow, it's been a great little day here for us as Europe is now closed. We're getting ready to throw to Valeria. Not right now, but at some point we will throw to Valeria for a nice little update on that one. Zoom going. Yes, Arun.
Yeah, Sean, I got a question for you. You are quite active. I'm here looking for trades. You are quite active today. I've got 16 trades. How many trades have you made today so far?
Yeah, you know, you're oh man, you are dead on with this one. I have a lot of trades. Let's put the question to the chat. Yesterday at this time, it was 131 was the winner. So we'll put the chat on there. If you answer correctly, you won't get anything, but you will get our first chance to buy the merch. Let's see what you guys can do, guys, on the chat. We're going to throw to Valeria. Guess how many fills I have today. It's north of 131. I'll give that one to you guys. It's north of 131. As Activision Blizzard, wow, explode that one. Some chicken dinners going everywhere. I need to run to the can here, so we're going to throw to Valeria for our European recap, guys. In focus, European focus. Oh, in focus. Let's go.
Hey guys, welcome to In Focus. Some quick news updates in case you've missed. US homeless shelters are running out of cash and volunteers. It also was tricky for shelters to adjust to new social distancing rules. New York and other West Coast states will postpone shutdown until May the 15th. Andrew Cuomo says that he doesn't know what happens after and they will need to see what data shows. Facebook will start to warn people who like or react to fake coronavirus news. The feature will start in the following weeks, and company says that it already banned hundreds of thousands misinformation content. An Apple store in Seoul will reopen on Saturday. It's the only Apple store in South Korea and also the first Apple store to reopen outside China. The Apple store will be mostly focusing on fixing existing iPhones and computers. That's all for today. Stay healthy and stay in focus. Back to guys.
All right. Well, I'm just going through the chat looking for trades, and somebody pointed out Starbucks taking 75. So I did a quick analysis. If you guys come to my screen here, I zoomed out. Between 75 and 74.60, 74.40, there's a ton of space to move. So you know what? I might jump into one of those trades that Sean likes to do, which is that breakout of 75. Yeah, we took the low. We got, what is the low here? We just ticked just under 75. I'm looking for some concrete movement below there. I'll take a quick scalp on that. Why not? 75, as we get through there, I'll take a short. First exit will be 74.40. And then from there on out, I'm looking to see what we do around the 74 area as we get through there. I do want to update you guys on the futures because you know what? That's what I tend to trade, right? So for me, I got to constantly look at this to see what more needs to be done as we get through here. I'm pulling up the futures contract. You see my two exits there. Okay, we are still messing around with these levels. Looks like I'm not doing a whole lot. I'm not buying, I'm not selling. We're just going to wait this one out, and hopefully Brendan can help us with some more stocks.
Another big mover here, Gene, guys. G-E-N-E on the NASDAQ, 35% still, but it's come way off the highs. 275 up to about 3 was a decent level to be short. Wish I saw this one earlier, but all the way back to 220 now. Watch $2 down here. They announced this morning that they've increased the testing capacity at some of their laboratories when it comes to COVID-19 testing, so they're able to process more now, guys.
Yeah, that seems to be the hot topic of the day or the week, right? Who comes up with these vaccines and who comes up with these testing kits? And Guild, you saw Guild off the open. You know what? This 220 break on Gene, I like it. I think it's a quick trade here. 220. I'm going to jump in here actually right now as we take these 218s. I'll grab some of that 219 there. Just a little bit. I don't mess around with too much with these things. Yeah, just a little bit. 219. I grab some 219s. I'll put 240 on the stop. 20-cent risk. If we get through to the twos, I might look to take some out. If we get through the twos, I am going to double up my position, get some more. The only reason I took a little bit is because there's a very good chance that this thing does get down to its bottom, which is around the 2. The 8 o'clock and the 9:45 open bottom, which tells me there's a lot of buying down here. So a quick trade, it's one of those, it's that time of day where, you know, things start to slow down, especially on the futures. Well, maybe not on the futures, it's actually bouncing up pretty quickly right now. But as the market starts going into lunchtime, we tend to slow down. So this opens the possibility of some liquidity and some liquidity vacuums, allowing for these breakouts to kind of just quickly make some money, right? So that's my intention right now. Take that Gene shot, risk 20 cents, and maybe I can get 20 cents, maybe I can, but it's meant to be a momentum play on the downside. It's already up a penny, which for a $2 stock I think it's a good thing. So it's not a whole lot, but this is a $2 stock. Let's be real about the expectations on this. I do want to move back to the futures because this may be nearing an area or nearing some movement that I actually want to potentially flip to a long. You see this, right? That's the second time we've gone through this area and it's just bounced again. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to buy above 30. I do not like it. I do think there's a possibility that we get down and catch a bid in front of 25. So what I want to see is if we get back through 30 and we get near the 25, if I start to see some buying, I'm willing to take that long around that 25, 26, 27 area, put the 20 as a stop, risk about what, 6-7 points max, and then hopefully take a first exit around 35 and then let the rest ride, and if it sells off around here, I'm out of the entire position. This is more of a short-term trade for me in the current read on the futures. It's not there yet, but it's getting closer and closer because the buying is starting to step in. As the market is trending down, yes, it is trending down, but as we get into this area, we're starting to catch more and more bids, which tells me that, you know what, we might be very close. Here's two things that can happen when this kind of setup usually comes in, or this kind of buying steps in. We either are very close to a turning point, or everybody gets screwed at the same time because we take 220 and we drop very quickly. So what happens at that point? I don't know, but right now I'm waiting for some more buying below 220, or sorry, to 2830, closer to that 25 level, just to control the risk on this trade. If this thing goes, it's okay. There's no trade to make if this thing goes at the moment. Sean, do you have anything that you can think of?
A great analysis there. I'm listening to everything you're saying. I love all that futures talk. That's great. Okay, so here we go, guys. Microsoft, bang, bang. So Mr. Softy is back in the building here. We short 83s, we short 80s. Look where we cover. This is just a little one here. I had to run 67s. Then we get some nice outs here. 30s, that's a 50-cent winner. We take some more out there. That's a 40-cent winner. And now we're back into Mr. Apple as well. 281, we're now short. We're actually short 280.93. So the average price is 93. Oh, when I was gone there, did we get any guesses on how many trades? Wow, we get a lot of guesses here. 250, 270, 280, 290. Yeah, there's a lot of good guesses. 197. 138. I'll review who's the closest, but I see some that are really nice there. So we'll see if we get any close guesses there. We get out of our app. That was just a quick Apple trade there. We short 281. We get out 280, 120 there on that break. So Apple now out of that one. We're going to regroup on our Apple shorts. I'm still looking, guys, at this future fail spot right here. We're obviously in Apple a little too early. Look to short that and wait to see if we break 286.30 there. Sorry, 28.36, 28.40 on the S&P. That's what we're looking at right now. Microsoft, though, that's the nice little name here. That's a little weaker. You can see Microsoft only down 0.3. So if tech is going to start heading southbound, you may want to short Microsoft right now because Apple's already leading that charge down. It was just down 2%. Yeah, still down that 1.9%. So Apple to the downside is already pretty aggressive. If you think the market's going to go higher, trade Apple. If you think the market's going to go lower, I would say trade Microsoft. So those are my two little takes on some of that. I did want to check back on AAL. It still didn't break. I was still waiting for this 1150 to break. That's still not happening. AAL stuck in a motion here. I'm not going to trade this. Very choppy right now. AAL, not a name that I like to look at for me, but Nvidia down still 288. Let's check on Boeing quickly, Arun. I know you had some thoughts on this one early. We both took this. I took one for a winner, then one for a loser. So Boeing, I'm basically flat on it, and yeah, still the same old story here. Not much happening. 152 top side. We may break this little bottom here of 149.75, but again, I'm not worried about Boeing until 146.60, guys.
Yeah, you know, for me, Boeing's gone sideways after that move quickly through that 150 break. After we broke up and then quickly reversed it. It was very aggressive too. I'm not stepping into Boeing. Boeing's off my radar at this point. Stock that was in the chat that caught my attention, I just quickly looked at it because we mentioned it before, was Shake Shack. Remember, I had marked off the levels. You'll see here, I marked off 40 going back a few days here and 42 as the top end. And guess what? We're coming up to that 42 and we're starting to stall out. So you know what? I'm going to be very close. Actually, no, I'm not going to be very close. I'm taking the shot right now. I'm going to see, oh, the spread is 16 cents on Shack. So I'm going to want to get a better price. I'm actually going to step in and hopefully get a bid. I'm going to be smart about this. I do want the short, but I want to see how much I can get on this because it's very thin and I don't want to cross too hard here. So I want to be smarter about the trade. I will take the short. It's just a matter of getting the right price on it. 42 on the top end for the stop once I get it. 40 on the bottom end to see how much support we have down through there. But at this point, we're not doing a whole lot I'm just going to wait on this one. That's the only trade I saw for a while now, except for the futures. Futures now at 33. Again, I'm waiting for that trade to come back underneath 30 to catch a bid. So maybe I can see how much volume on the buy side is left, and if there's enough, I will step into the buy. Oh man, Shake is moving. The problem with Shake here is the spread is 18 cents. So the difference between the buyers and the sellers is 18 cents, and which it makes the trade dangerous and is also pretty thin. So if I want to get my shares, it's going to get really pricey. So this is one of those things where offering in, which means sitting on the offer in this case, because I want to get short, sitting on the offer makes a lot more sense for me, just so I can control the risk on this trade. Because the last thing I want to do is take the trade because I think it's great, and I'm risking way more than I thought I wanted to risk just because the spread is too high. So you know what, we're going to wait on this one. Yes, I like the short, but I want to see how much movement we get to the buy side. Well, I actually want the movement to the buy side. I'm not waiting to see how much. I'm going to step in once we get some movement to the buy side to get the offer in there, just so I don't actually drive this thing down by taking it. But at this point in time, Shake Shack's the only read I've got. And for now, we'll wait on that and we'll go to Brendan.
Just checking in on Workhorse here, guys. Just seeing a volume spike on WKHS, up about 10.9, almost 11% for Workhorse. They announced they've received some funding for the Small Business Act in the U.S. because of the coronavirus outbreak, $1.4 million in funding. So WKHS, nice little look here, up about 11.5%, guys.
Okay, we do have 82, I guess 31-ish what we'll get out if this doesn't go for us here on GILD. We did take that short there, breaking through 82, so let's wait to see if Gilead can go to the downside here for us. Don't know. We'll wait to see. My only trade here so far today on Gilead was this beautiful short, 85.60 up here. We were short at initially, and we covered that at 83.60, so we got a clean $2 move on that name. Now I see the bid is stacked here, though, so we're going to wait to see. I don't know, they want to bid this against me, so we'll wait to see if it can hold this 82.25-ish or so to the downside. We'll wait to see on Gilead making those moves upside now. The market, though, wow, we're still getting near there, so I'm wondering, look, there's that size on Gilead, 82 even. You just saw it there for a minute. I don't know, man. I mean, Apple, you know, like we shorted it, we're out. You know, I don't mind this short though, but I really think this market needs to come down today. It's a Friday. Do people really want to hold equities into the weekend? I mean, I know that's been, you know, what Fridays have been strong. Like, I think the fade happens normally in the afternoon, guys. We continue to trade all day, but like I said, for the show purposes though, right now, it's kind of in a funny spot here. It's 11:45. The market is just moving around. Like, it seems like there's some big movements here, but if you look at this, man, this whole space is just like a, what is it, a 30 handle range here? You know, we come down ever since this break here of 28.40. We've sort of been stuck in these two little areas of support. Of support and resistance here until we break down below this bubble, which is 28.20, or above this bubble right here, 28.41. I really don't think there's much action going to be happening in these futures. So you sort of got to wait to see, and you're putting on positions in equities when you don't really need to. So I'm going to wait to see, kind of like Arun was saying there, wait until there's some sort of a trade that pops up and gives it to you, because right now I'm just not really seeing any reason to smash anything. You know, JP Morgan's hovering around here. The one trade that's been great for me, and I think it's close to my number one stock. No, AMC is my number one stock today. Second is Uber. Uber is the one stock that I do like here for a move downside. Uber right here, we could break this 27.50. If we break 27.50, we're very close to that right now. Let's go all on board to Uber to the short side. It won't be a big position, but it'll be my biggest that we'll have on right now. Uber to the south side if it does break 27.50. But Arun, I don't see anything on the equity side right now.
Yeah, you know what? The only thing that I'm regretting right now is not paying that 20-cent spread on Shack, because look at Shack, even with that 20-cent spread, it's already 50 cents in the money. So yeah, the level was identified. It's coming through here. It was really spread out, so it was thin. The spreads were too big for me. Sometimes, guys, sometimes you know what, you make the right decision, and in this case, the right decision was to wait it out and try to get a bet, make sure that I didn't pay the spread too high. And get the right price, and the right decision in this case caused a missed opportunity. Yeah, ignore that. That's just an off print there. You see that weird number for 41.50.97. You're not going to get that filled. That's an off book print. So at this point, I am not in shack. I would like to be in shack, but I'm not. It doesn't look like the market's coming back up. It's got a 13-cent spread still, and it looks like it may want to take a look at that 40s that we had identified pretty early when we were coming through that 41 around 10:45 an hour ago. So we're just kind of waiting this one out. And futures is, again, like Sean said, futures is at 28.33.50 right now, and not a whole lot going on. Citigroup, we got out of that Citigroup. Actually, no, I got profits on the first half. Let's go at Citigroup. I totally forgot I still had Citigroup here. Citigroup, that long, we're still waiting on this long. The remaining portion of this long is at 43.60. This long wick here, again, another off print, so that's not accurate in terms of our actual trading for the data purposes, for the analysis purposes. 60 is still the level. You can ignore that. Ignore this big green one as well, right? So in this case, I'm going to start going through the other charts here. Let's see what JPM has. Oh, no, that's not the right extension for JPM. JPM is a New York stock. What am I doing? Okay, JPM, Sean got out. JPM is also doing the same things. So what this tells me is financials are starting to go sideways after trying to break out. So they're either, one of two things can happen right now. They're either building a base to propel higher for the afternoon, or they're going to do a complete failure, which could be interesting as we go through the ETFs, because I want to do a quick analysis on the ETFs. This is XLF, which is a financials ETF. So for all you guys don't know, that trades on Amex, or I don't know what they're called now, American Exchange, NYSE American. But it is originally Amex, right? So what is XLF doing? Well, it broke down. It's starting to go sideways with resistance over the top. Okay, so it's up 4%, but it is going sideways with some resistance. Okay, what's energy doing? I know there's a lot of movement on energy earlier. This is XLE, energy ETF. So look at that breakout on energy. So if you guys want to step into energy, and this is more of a to help you guys trade kind of thing, is if you see setups on through the ETFs, that means that will be the representative index component, right? Or the representative for the index itself. In this case, energy, or you could say oil, or Exxon, Chevron, all the oil companies themselves. Or if you start to see a setup here, you can help this, or hell, use this to help your analysis through your XOMs and your energy stocks, right? XLF, financials, and XLK is the tech ETF. And tech, looks like tech is the leading downside mover, which would explain why Apple, and you see Netflix. I saw Netflix earlier. Netflix was down quite a bit. Netflix is down $17, $18 on the day here. Yeah. So you see a lot of these ETFs will give you a pretty good indicator of relative strength. You see tech being the relative weakness for the day. You see energy and financials being strong. So if you, like Sean was saying, if you guys want to play certain ways, you like longs, well, why not move into the ETFs, or look at the ETFs that are showing you relative strength and move into those stocks. If you like shorts, find the relative weak ones, right? So you play that way. That could help you guys out. Again, these are just ideas for everybody to kind of take a look at and see what helps you guys out. Another thing I just want to update you guys before I pass it off to Sean here is Gene. You know that one trade that I took that was for quick scalp? Yeah, it's doing nothing. So at this point, this did not do what I thought it was going to do. So I'm going to take my 1 cent profit here. I just punched out. That's my 18 exit. I got in 19, got out 18, cover my fees on that, and walk away with a little bit, maybe enough for a little bubble gum or something. Citigroup is my only remaining position. Again, the stop on that has not changed. It is still 60. We're waiting on these financials to make their mind up. Are we going to break out? Are we going to reverse for the rest of the day? We're going to let this one ride out. 43.60. Again, 8 cent locked in right here on the stop. I'll let this one ride. We're not going to wait this one out. Sean, have you picked up anything new since I've been talking?
Yeah, you've been talking a good amount of time there, and good job, Arun. Thanks for all that. Love talking about ETFs. Great job covering those, and that's absolutely fantastic. No, I did not. The only thing I did do was lose a little bit here on Gilead. You know, we took that $2 winner earlier. We tried to break 82 there. Yeah, that's right. My earpiece is not working. We tried to break 82 earlier. Then it comes back up. This is Gilead. This is that drug, remdesivir. They're looking to see the positive trial results. Not sure how positive positive they were exactly. We still are up 7%, but we were up as high as 15. We did see a lot of size on the level 2 there at 82, so that should have been an indicator to me to get out. But right now, I did take one position just right now. Tesla long breaking above $760. So let's see if that Tesla can hold it. For right now, we are ready though with our guest of the day. So let's throw it over to Brendan at the desk.
Hey guys, yeah, really happy to have our guest of the day joining us today, Dr. Roger S. McIntyre, psychiatry and pharmacology professor at the University of Toronto and CEO of AltMed under the Champignon Brands umbrella. Going to talk to us a little bit about some work he's doing with the Canadian Rapid Treatment Center of Excellence over in Mississauga here in the GTA when it comes to treating depression with the drug ketamine, and also some psychedelic research as well. Great to have you on the show. Dr. McIntyre, how are you on this Friday?
I'm doing very, very well, and just the way you preface it actually gives me plenty of room for excitement. You're absolutely right. This is a center that we do have in Mississauga. That was our initial flagship location, but we are, in fact, having a very, very clear, concrete, and actionable plan that we're going to really act on over the next 3 to 6 months as it relates to what you just said, ketamine and psychedelic treatments.
When it comes to the research side, I want to get into the center and some of the treatments that and some of the successes that you've been having with the treatment. When it comes to the research side, first off, tell us a little bit about some of the progressions that you've made when it comes to the psychedelic side of things on research for mental health.
I'm so glad you started with that, because this is critical, not only from the regulatory perspective, that is regulators like the FDA, Health Canada, other organizations, EMA in Europe. They are very, very clear. They're very excited about the opportunity of ketamine and related products, psychedelics and related products, but they want to see the research conducted at the most well-established centers in research. According to ExpertScape tracks not only academics and researchers, but also centers. ExpertScape has identified my center in Toronto as the most influential center in the world in depression research. That bona fide is relevant because it differentiates our center from any center in the world conducting ketamine and psychedelic-based research. Critical because we are trying, in fact, to do best practices to determine whether and how these treatments work. My center is the first center in Canada to have Health Canada approval to conduct randomized controlled trials with psychedelics. So we were the first inpatient in this country, something we plan to also have in other countries around the world. So we're fully licensed to conduct psychedelic and related research, and we've already acted on that license, first center in the world to do it. So relevant, not just to the regulator, as I said, but also, I think, to the differentiation of who we are versus any other organization in the world.
When it comes to the individual treatments and the individual drugs, we've had other companies in this space on the show before that have talked a little bit about the more psychedelic side of things. When it comes to ketamine, tell us a little bit about why you chose ketamine to start with.
It really begins with observation. I've been a psychiatrist for over 2 decades, and I have the largest volume center in North America that is dedicated to seeing people with depression. And that first-hand experience, I've had tens of thousands of patients, told me that we need 3 new ways to go. We need treatments that are better, faster, and get people back to work. This is an incredible unmet need, and ketamine has delivered. We're getting people not just better, but getting them better within 1 to 2 days. And things I've never seen in my career, getting people back to work, which is really the grand prize, what we're trying to do for so many people. And I'm using the word work broadly. This could be work outside the home, inside the home, just work in general. What's especially been exciting for us is, in fact, to take this observation and think about it from a business perspective. We know that in North America, the market opportunity here is over $10 billion in central nervous system products that are, in fact, available. And what the field is thirsty for is innovation, and innovation will be, in fact, rewarded. And what we decided to do was act on the observation, the unmet need. We went with ketamine, but we're expanding now into psilocybin-related products to deliver what patients need, which I described, this rapid onset, effective, get people back to their previous role type treatments, but treatments that are going to be, in fact, very, very disruptive with respect to the current marketplace. And this marketplace has been very clear on both sides of the Canada-US border. It's going to reward innovation in ketamine and related products. We've already seen, for example, in the United States, Centers for Medicare and Medicaid is paying for ketamine and related treatments. And we're seeing, in fact, a similar signal in U.S. public and private payers.
It's incredibly, an incredibly interesting space. So much going on, so much development happening right now. When it comes to the research side, talk to us a little bit about the timelines that are required for the actual testing. Primarily, you're obviously focusing on ketamine right now, but in the future, what are the timelines like going out as far as the additional research goes?
There's two timelines. There's a timeline for my organization and there's a timeline for everybody else. The timeline for everybody else will be about 2 to 3 years. The timeline for us is going to be about 3 to 6 months. Why the different timeline? Because we've already got all the licenses in place. We already have the infrastructure in place. We're focusing on ketamine, psilocybin, related types of psychedelic products. I call that the software. What you need also is the hardware. You need the infrastructure in place, the good clinical practice, the research credibility in order to do this. My center is the only center that has all of this. We have the volume, we have the research infrastructure in place, and we have the assets that we can work with. All of this is required for timely innovation. No other center has this. The overall approval process will take about 2 to 3 years. This is a significant differentiation. So when we take what we have right now, which we're going to do, and we're going to move into New York and Florida and California to start with, where I have a footprint already. We're already in late stage discussions with colleagues to begin opening centers like I'm describing that really will recapitulate my center in those high populated areas beginning in the next 3 to 6 months. So there's two different timelines, that timeline for everybody else and the timeline for those who already have a licensure to do this and already have the research experience to deliver in this area.
A lot of people obviously involved in the trials and involved in the testing at this point, but if anyone watching wanted to, to get some more information when it comes to what it is you're doing, where can they go for that?
Well, they can certainly go to our website at altmed.ca. They can certainly go there and they can certainly go online, just type my name in, Roger McIntyre, and reach out to me anytime, Roger McIntyre at uhn.ca. But certainly go to altmed.ca and we'll be certainly happy to have a discussion with them.
Fantastic. Great information. I mean, best of luck, Dr. McIntyre. It's a very interesting field, a very interesting space. Hopefully we can have you back on to update us on your progress.
It'll be a pleasure. Thanks for covering it. It's an exciting area. And once COVID-19 is behind us, we're going to, in fact, have a lot to say about the mental health of the general population. Thanks for having me.
There we go, guys. Great stuff. Dr. McIntyre joining us from AltMed and Champignon Brands, talking a little bit about the effectiveness that he's had at the Canadian Rapid Treatment Center of Excellence when it comes to treating depression with ketamine and some psilocybin and psychedelics. So a space that we've continued to cover on the show and will, as it is very, very interesting. Let's go back to the guys.
Okay, we've been ringing in, and I hope you guys have been seeing me on the chat because bingo, bang, 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 all the way up Tesla. In here, 759, in 760, out 61, out 63, out 62. We're going to hold out to see if we get some 765s here. But Tesla has been the big winner for me right now. Nice little trade here. We elevate our net and we keep going higher and higher and higher as we go here. I am short now Apple as well. Off this break, this is where we shorted it before and it failed. But here it goes. Dancing Gorilla finally. Apple downside. Yeah, let's go, baby. We put on the risk once again here. Cash out about half now. Apple to the downside here and Tesla to the upside. We're rocking and rolling. What a fantastic show. I'm still trading here. Number of fills. Sorry, we got carried away. 267 right now. I think when we did it, it was about 240, 250. So 267 fills. If you have that one, you're good to go on that. So here we go. Apple to the downside. We're short right now, 281. So a nice little 40-cent winner on this one. Oh yeah, and here goes Tesla. $4 winner on Tesla, 40-cent winner on Apple. What a great day, Brendan. Wrap this thing up, bud.
Yeah, we are there, guys. It is 12 o'clock. It has been quite the morning. Very exciting stuff still to come, hopefully, throughout the afternoon. Let's have a look at some earnings that are coming up before the open on Monday. But I don't believe there's anything aftermarket today. But yeah, a few names here, guys, that we typically look at around earnings report. Infosys definitely standing out there to me.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, that got taken away too fast. I don't even know what's
Halliburton.
there. M&T Bank. Halliburton, yeah, Bank of Marin, Old National Bank, a few big things there. Infosys, Ally. Look, not huge names there, but we've already seen what's happened to the banking sector, Brendan and Arun, and it's gotten destroyed. Every single of those stocks, including Goldman Sachs, and everything's down to the downside. So we are expecting that. And bye-bye, Apple. So Apple now, this is going down. Welcome to an 80-cent winner here. We just keep, I can't stop hitting these things, and I can't stop talking, but Apple to the downside, big win here. We are just cashing everything in. I may just get out of this Tesla because I can't celebrate Apple crashing. Tesla will probably follow suit as well. It's been a monster day. Thanks to Neil on the chat. Thank you to Robert Brown as well for your tips there. Thank you so much, guys. We continue to do the show for free. This has been fantastic. I'm having a hell of a lot of fun. How about you, Valeria?
Hey guys, we are running out of time, but thank you very much for all of your support, for your comments, likes, and hopefully you subscribed so you'll be back with us on Monday. And of course, a huge shout out to Mr. Brown for sending super chat. Guys, if you can hit a few more likes before we are leaving, if you liked our show, go ahead, do it now. You have a few minutes. And guys, as usual, I'm saying the National Day today. Honestly, I hear about this for the first time. Today is the National Cheese Ball Day. Well, don't get me wrong, I tried cheese in my life, but cheese ball, guys?
Cheese ball? That's an interesting.
I
mean,
cheese
is it
balls.
just a ball of cheese? Or is there like something else? Because that's very interesting to me. Because if it's just a ball of cheese, I'm all about that. If
So
it's-
it has little nuts on it and stuff. If you like balls, you probably like balls of cheese, guys. So there we go. I like that. It's a very much of a. What's the matter, Brendan? You know what? The thing is, guys, cheese balls a very big, festive thing around here. We have 42-cent winner on Microsoft. Tesla's $3. Apple 60 cents. Brendan, you like cheese balls?
No, I'm going to pass on all things dairy related, but that's just me. Have at it. I think it's for dipping, right? You have it at a party.
Yeah, you get the
dip
crackers
yeah,
and you dip it in and you just mow it down. So that's what it is. Thank you to Sammy for that super chat as well. We see that
thank
there,
you,
guys.
Sammy.
Yeah, big time winner there. I have monster positions on now. Microsoft 50 cents, Tesla $3, and Apple 70 cents. So congratulations to everybody who made it through the week. We roll the dice every time today on the show. We're trading live, profits running in through. You can see at the bottom there. Thank you so much to everybody. Watch out for this market to fade in here the rest of the day. I got this Apple short. We really like this one. Thank you once again, guys. Brendan, why don't you wrap this show up?
Yeah, it is Friday, guys. Great show, great week. Thanks to Arun for jumping in for Neil for the past couple of days. Hopefully all goes well. Neil will be back on Monday. Otherwise, have a fantastic weekend and an afternoon. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be. We will see you on Monday. Oh, it's crazy how